I think Jericho might be silenced.
And Jericho is muted.
Okay.
All right, we're live. So we got over here, we got Mike the Speed Painter. Down there, we got Slim Jim coming in from Canada. I don't think anybody's in here yet. So it's Sunday morning, Super Bowl morning. You'd think there'd be more people ready unless they're napping. I see they're starting to climb in here now.
It's a good thing we got a speed
time to roll in. Yeah, I was just telling him I'm never going to win a competition. He was telling me how
the number of times I've told Jericho that if he was sorry, my YouTube was live. Yeah, the number of times I've told Jericho that I'd fire him if he was working on my placid money claim for productivity. Yeah, I can't count. So
I'm not efficient. I'm not an efficient painter, but I have fun doing it. Now wait till you see this pan, Jim.
I've got
wait till you see this pan.
I'm looking forward to it because I mean there's fast and then there's crazy.
Well, I'm not set up for the crazy, but I do have my speed pan, Ferrari pan here with me. But
this will be interesting.
It's a little tougher in the wheelbarrow, but I'll get it done.
Right on. Yeah, pretty much the fastest method I've ever seen was with the wooden bateas. It looks like a wok.
Yeah.
Two handles on it, but down in South America, they carve them by hand out of a single piece of wood, and so you get the benefit of all the chisel marks on the inside of the pan, you know. And so you sink that thing in the river and you just keep going round and round in circles as fast as you can until there's nothing left. And all that's left in the bottom is the gold. And in that case, there was gold and platinum in that river, the Santiago.
Oh, man.
So, it was neat.
That's real neat.
Yeah, Rob Wiedemann in the house. How's it going, Rob? Everybody's slowly dragging their butts in here and waking up. But yeah, I was telling them about how I asked how they do their stuff, and I'm going to ask them again here when we get some more people in. But I told them about the competition that I want to do down at the Spring Dirt Fling, and I think it's going to be fun. But see, they do it a lot different, so we might have to do it the way they do it because it's countable pieces and stuff. So do you want to explain to them how you do the competitions?
Yeah. So the way they have the competition set up is everyone gets a 40-pound bucket, 40 pounds of material, and they have heats of about 30. So they got 30 tubs set up, and I mean, however you want to do it, but everyone's got 40 pounds, and they've got somewhere between 7 and 20 pieces in the bucket, and it should be scattered out through the bucket. And everyone goes at the end, you put it in your vial, and then hit your timer. So if you end up with 10 pieces, but the judges know everyone had 12 pieces, you get penalized a couple minutes, about 2 minutes or something like that for each piece that you lose. And these guys in the competitions are usually coming in anywhere from a minute to a couple minutes through the heat.
For an entire bucket?
For a 40-pound bucket, in your vial, cap on, hit your timer.
But no, it's not tiny pieces. It's
not
pickable
flour
pieces.
It's
like, it's not flour gold. Okay,
it's like about a millimeter or under.
That's 2 good heaping pans at least.
Yeah, some guys will try to throw the whole 40-pound bucket on one of these flat pans, but most people do it in 2 to 3 sweeps. Yeah.
Wow, just crazy.
Okay.
Gold pan and Dutchy Jacko from Amsterdam.
I'm going to learn something new here after 32 years, so it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Old Eagle to wake up.
Yeah, I don't have his number. I'd text him too.
I'll call him on live here.
Just don't call him on video.
Yeah, I'm not calling him on video chat. I called him on video chat the other day and he was dropping a deuce. He answered the phone. He's like, what?
He's sitting on the toilet. He answered the phone on video call.
But yeah, so He's over in the nice warm state of California.
You're in California?
Well, yeah, we're watching Mike the Speed Panner. He's on here. We're waiting for Old Eagle so he can see this pan.
All right, let me get up. I'm getting up right now. I just got out of fucking bed.
It's almost noon. It's almost noon there in New York. How late did you party last night?
It's 11 o'clock. I didn't. I needed some
beauty sleep.
Well-deserved rest.
All right. All right, we'll see you when you get your cup of coffee.
He needed his beauty sleep.
I'll make coffee and I'll be right up.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Gotta bust his stones.
Well, while we're waiting for Joe to come in, that group out of Arizona I was telling you about. It's Mike. You didn't hear about this. It was I'm a geologist, right?
Yep.
Profession, and I actually got a client off of YouTube, and guy that saw me on a live, and it was another fella's live, and he reached out to the other fella, and the other fella diverted him onto me. But they've got gold and copper prospects down in southern Arizona. And so, this just late this week, he sent me a technical report on the property. It's an excellent report. And he's asking for my advice on what to do next. But you know this goes to how small. I was blown away because the author of the report included his resume at the bottom of the report. And this guy, he's an old fella. He's been around a long time and excellent geologist. And the year I was born, 1967, that guy was working for Anaconda Resources, and they were up at the leadhills project, which they were looking for nickel copper at the time, because there is nickel and copper there, but very, very little. That's the year I was born. He was the chief in the field. He was the head geologist, senior geologist in the field on that project. From 2014 to 2019, I was chief geologist at that mine. So that, I mean, here's two guys that have never met.
Yeah.
Randomly, meet because some dude on YouTube saw two other guys talking, and that's how small the mining industry really is.
It is, yeah.
That's amazing.
Once you know someone, it's funny. You know a lot of people real quick.
It's like 2 degrees of separation. It's
yeah.
I may not know you, but I'll bet you know people I know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. That's funny.
I know you up in Canada, Jim, or
I am, yeah, Thunder Bay, Ontario, just north of Superior.
Yep. Yeah, it's not good panning weather up there right now.
No, things are a little slow moving, if they're moving at all.
Yeah. So I started watching the show Salvage Kings that takes place in the Ontario.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I wonder if Rock Butcher knows any of them. Then I looked it up where it is on the map, and you're over here by me, and they're way the hell over here by New York. And I was like,
they are.
Canada's weird.
They are, but but the funniest thing is that they do a lot of, I've watched that show for ages, and they go to like old mining towns sometimes and get told to tear places down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been there. I've stayed at that hotel, and then the very best one, like I grew up in a little wee town called Golden Lake. And there was this Golden Lake Tavern and Hotel, and it was always kind of just barely, I don't know how they ever made any money. But it was just barely going by. I think I've drank there maybe 4 times, but they actually went into they got asked by the owners to come in and take out what they wanted because they're going to tear the building down. And I was like, I played shuffleboard on that table. I've stood at that bar.
Not anymore.
Don't throw that away.
The one I watched last night, they were at a mine and they met some guy named Gino. And I was like, I wonder if Rock Butcher knows Gino the geologist from Ontario's.
I probably do.
Computing.
Yep. Running his
last name wasn't Picasso, was it?
They just showed Gino.
Okay. Did he have red hair?
No, Nope, I don't think so.
Oh, Gino might not have red hair now. Any rate, I know a Gino.
But he looked about your age.
Yeah.
About, I don't know, do all geologists look alike or what?
No.
All right, here we got Josh and Casey from Native Arizona Adventures. They had some Wi-Fi issues this morning, had to beat their router with a baseball bat, but they're in here now.
How's it going?
All right, and then up over above you, you got, this way. Everything's backwards. Mike the Speed Panner.
Speed panning.
And then
Nice to make your acquaintance.
next to you guys, you got Jim the Geologist, Rock Butcher. I don't know where his camera went.
Nice to meet you, Jim.
Looks like he's got a couple nice salmon on that photo or something.
Some nice big schlammens.
Oh. That would be nice. I've never caught salmon.
In spots up here, you can actually walk across the water on the salmon.
Really?
Like when they come up out of the Lake Michigan up into the little slough. My cousin showed me a video. It looked like the river was running backwards, and it was just fish.
Wow.
Just on top of one another and like pushing their way through these little spots. It's crazy. But yeah, it's exciting. Josh has done some gold prospecting down there in Arizona.
I would imagine. Yeah, you're into rocks, I understand, or
We're, into rock hounding, gold prospecting, just anything valuable.
yeah.
Adventures.
Adventures. Yeah, we'll go fishing. I'm a big flathead cat fisherman.
All right.
So, I'm doing
Boy,
that.
stop fighting on my
Yeah.
feet.
So, but yeah, a little bit of gold prospecting, a little bit of panning, there's river sleuthing, some dry washing, stuff like that. So,
Yep. Yeah. What
Anything
kind
I
of rocks
can do.
do you like to get down there?
huh?
What kind of rocks and such do you go out for mostly?
We have agates, we have thunder eggs, crystals, every color of the rainbow, fluorite, actually rainbow fluorite, obsidian, Apache tears, a lot like the Herkimer diamonds. We have the Payson diamonds here in Arizona as well.
All right.
So, yeah, pretty much anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just doing some lapidary work, making some cabs, getting ready to start doing some wire wrapping and some faceting and stuff like that.
So I hear you've been polishing the past few days.
Oh yeah. We've been doing some, I did about like 3 thunder eggs and a couple other different ones that I've been working on. The thunder eggs I've been working on have the waterline agate in it. And it's just like white clear, white clear, white clear. It's really, really neat. I actually have one. Actually, I can go grab one.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
And then you can.
Oh, she hit the wrong button.
Filling in for them. There they are.
Camera settings more.
Bullpen and Dutchie's in the house.
Settings more rear camera. Is that what you're trying to do, Casey?
No, I just sent it. I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting. So this pan that he has, Rock Butcher, is just unbelievably insane. It is metal. It's metal.
Yeah,
This one's metal.
it's flat.
Yeah,
It's
a record.
There's no curve in it.
Yeah,
Got the riffles, and that's how it works. I didn't believe it at first.
well, it's physics, right? I mean, if you can create the correct sort of either turbulence or barrier effect, then it'll work. Like,
Yep.
I've panned gold in shovels.
Yeah.
Before, so the thing is, it's just a matter of understanding in your head the way that the water's working it. And,
Yeah, a lot of times at these competitions, they'll throw a few fun events in, and one of the ones I've seen done is pan and anything but a gold pan. And
Yeah.
I remember one year someone won the competition with the floor mats of their car by just kind of running it back and forth like a little sluice that goes back and forth.
Yeah.
So you can make a lot of things work.
Yeah, why not? Oh, Joe's logging in here. Good morning, Cottonwood Ranch.
I'm talking and I'm muted again. I need to put my glasses on. That's 99% of my issues today. You got WK Prospecting from Tennessee in the house.
You got one of your agates there, Josh?
Yeah. This is a blue Luna agate.
Oh yeah.
And I guess
there we go. You can see that pattern a little bit there.
Yeah, the light's super bright.
There you go.
There we go.
So I just all the sides off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Goes all the way around.
Yeah.
And inside. And cut off pieces, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You cut off pieces. Another one. So that's the blue Luna. I do some acid washing and some crystal. This is a little crystal cluster that I have.
Yeah, that blue one there, is that the same similar stuff that Dan Hurd markets? That blue,
picture stone.
Yeah, he calls it picture stone because it's got wall rock incorporated in it, but the actual blue material itself.
No, this is a blue agate, like a solid agate. That's a jasper. It's a like a picture jasper is very common. This is a plume agate. If you could get that in the camera very well.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's neat.
Yeah.
Green, yellow. I got like another plume agate. I still got to do some work on it, but it's got like some there, some blue agate in it, but it's really got the base. I could sit down on the ground. And then I got the thunder eggs.
It's like he's got a pocket full of rocks.
That's a nice one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Jim, his rock collection beats yours to death.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
You should.
I'm sure it does. Mine's been decimated a couple of times. Once by my mother when I lived at home, and then later on by my first wife, and now by my second wife. So you don't need that. All those rocks. What was that? Wasn't even pretty. I'm going to throw it out.
That's nice.
That's the only example of this mineral.
Yeah.
Kind of ugly, and then kind of pretty.
Yeah.
So then this one, we did a video, me and my daughter, and we cutting open a thunder egg. I'm on a tile saw. So.
Yeah, we get a lot of jasper and agate up here in Thunder Bay, along with the amethyst, and I've got some beautiful quartz plates. They're not big crystals by any means; they're all like 1/8 of an inch kind of thing. But there's a million of them on the plate. It's sparkly as hell.
Oh yeah, Groovy.
Which reminds me, I gotta send that specimen to Mandy Brown.
Are you just gonna deliver it to her in person in 67 days?
Well, I could get it to her a lot faster if I put it in the mail.
Yeah, true. Marcy Collins, how's it going? All right, so we had a question for you, Mike.
Yes.
Does that work on centrifuge?
That might be a better question for Tim. I mean, basically, it's working in a similar manner to that. I'm not too sure exactly what he means by centrifuge, like how it's working there.
Well, are you
centrifugal force?
Are you getting it to spin?
Yeah, of course. That's exactly. I'll demonstrate it when you want me here to.
All right. I was going to say, we got 13 in here. We might as well get her a good show.
Let her rip. I'm going to blow my screen up here because I really want to see this.
Yeah, I'm going to make him full screen here right now.
Yep, and I'll. You might be harder to hear me because I'll back up, but I'll speak louder. So I got a little bucket here, about half full. I mean, this maybe has wet sand about 20 pounds in it, so maybe a third of what we'd have in the competitions. And the way I do it, sort of pour it down the middle, and then get it wet, give it a few little shakes, and then it's kind of hard to see muddy water, but you can see all the material is basically off of there already. And so just go through the bucket. I'll do this one in about 3 because I don't have usually you're working in a tub where you can really swing this thing in the circles, but I just have a wheelbarrow at home. And I'll get it all off. I did put a little bit of fine gold in here, so hopefully it's still there at the end. This is
Bobby in the basement. How's it going? Redneck smoking.
Wow, that is really good.
So I kind of should have it about in the middle there. Now I'm just kind of shaking it down like you would. Oh yeah. I'll pull it up here. You can maybe see some of these gold flecks up here.
Oh man.
Put in. And that's about like what you'd have in the competition. And from there, you generally dry your finger, so put them on there. I don't have my vial with me.
And then put them in your bottle.
So you got to put them in your vial and hit your time.
That's crazy.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah, that was about it wasn't a lot of clay material or anything in that. Sometimes the competitions throw that in, but it works. It works out in the field too, as long as you break up the material like you would.
Yeah,
like you have to. The one thing I think I found with these competitions, because I've been prospecting for almost 20 years, and I did it professionally for a number of years, and people think that they get all this gold. They think they're such great panners, but until you know what you're losing, you don't really realize that you've probably been losing a lot. And most people lose a lot when they're if you got 10 pieces in there like that, and you go through it and you got 8, you think you did it so well, but then you realize, oh no, I lost 2. So
20%.
Yeah.
No, that's one of the things. Like I when I first joined this community, almost 2 years ago now, I was trying to explain to people that it's normal. Like it happens,
Yeah.
And you can have the best setup on your sluice box or whatever, and you're rocking it, man. I mean, you're catching flower gold, and that I guarantee there's gold going out the end of that box.
Exactly.
And I told guys, there's reasons why there's shows like Gold Rush and Parker Schnabel is making millions of dollars. All that dirt he's running has already gone through 3 or 4 sluice boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason for that. So, and when you watch guys say, okay, I put this much in my sluice and I caught, look at what I caught. It's like, you didn't get.
You don't know until you know.
That's it.
How much do you figure that you're losing when you pan like that in a competition?
Well, the way the competition works is they'll generally put in 7 to 20 pieces for each heat, and the judges know how many pieces were in there. So most of the time with this pan, don't lose anything. Believe it or not, with the sort of traditional green or blue like Pioneer pan that Jericho mentions he uses, it's a little easier to actually lose them going fast in those. And then in the Pateas, it's very easy to lose the gold.
That's what Jim likes, is the Patea, right?
No, are you talking about the Chinese hat bateas or the?
Exactly. Yeah, those ones
Yeah.
are. I mean, they work great. They have been using them for all of humanity. But it when you see in the competitions, it's easier to lose the gold in those.
Yeah.
Than just about anything else.
You know, I would say that the reason for that is that, and specifically when you're talking about a classic gold pan, like whether it's a green one or it's I use steel pans.
Yep.
Is that when you're pounding it back and forth and you're getting that flow going back and forth across the water, what you've done on your initial shake is you've brought all the gold, and I was watching what you did, and all of your gold, as soon as you liquefy that material that's sitting on that plate, all that gold goes straight to the bottom like a rock. Yep. And it stays there. And as long as you don't expose the bottom material, you're not going to lose it, right?
Exactly.
Whereas when you're tipping a pan at an angle and you're washing it in and out, anything that gets exposed on that back edge, especially if it's flat, it's got a large surface area to the thickness. You get that. It's like I can't remember what they call it. It's a sail factor. It acts like a sail, and even though it's more dense, it'll get the flow of water will carry it out, and that's where the loss comes.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. And I'd say that I learned, when I first was prospecting all those years, you pan normal and you tip the material out, and then when I went to these competitions, and they really into these competitions in Europe. And they actually do a lot of gold panning in Europe, especially Finland and Germany, and these places are pretty into it. And they all use that centrifugal method of getting that gold, not tipping the gold pan, at least until the very end. They get 95% of the material off. Yeah, just swirling it out of the pan in a big circle. And they are definitely the best panners I've seen. And here in the States, I've heard a lot of people. We had the competition here in California, the world competition, 2016, I think it was. And you got a lot of prospectors here in California, and they all think they're the best panners. They were going to come in and show these people how to do it. And basically none of them won anything because these people really, really have figured out the best technique. Yeah. It's not what you usually see.
The Montana boy wants to know where he can get one of those pans.
They're hard to come by. I got this one from someone in the competition who had some custom ones made, and that's the only spot I've ever seen is some custom ones. You basically have to get it produced by someone with a CNC machine.
Okay.
What about jet dry? What are your views on jet dry in the water?
Yeah, jet dry soap, whatever they talk about, like that. That's I've seen a lot of gold float off the surface tension of the water. That water tension it'll carry a gold, well over picker size, especially if it's flat, just right off. I'm sure Jim knows about that. You probably lose more gold that way than you realize with that water tension.
Yeah, especially. Again, getting back to that back edge of your wedge in the pan, because the gold is hydrophobic. In that split second where the water flows away from it, that gold dries out.
Yep.
And so the next wave that comes in picks the gold up and carries it out with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the competitions, are they allowed to use the jet dry or no?
You're not allowed to use it. They try to keep I think I mentioned they have about 30 tubs out there where everyone's working. So they just try to keep everyone's tub, about the same, make it equal for everybody. So if there's a water tension thing going on, a lot of times they'll put a drop in every tub before the heat.
Nice. That's really cool. Could you hold that pan up to the camera Absolutely. For people that didn't get a really good view, and you blow them up, Jericho? So we can get an idea of. We have a friend that happens to have a CNC machine in his garage. We can.
Yeah. So this one here, it's Now the competition has a size limit. I think this one's about 18 inches, 18 and a half inches across. And
Okay, and those are
you can see it's as flat
sort of
as
triangular steps. They're not just ridges, right?
uh
Or are they ridges?
they aren't ridges.
Okay,
But they have just a little undercut in each one.
gotcha.
And not much more than just a few degrees really.
Wow.
Morning, Salty. So we got Mike. He's a speed panner, champion speed panner. What year did you win?
Well, I got a silver in 2016 in the World Championships, and that's the only medal I've gotten in the World Championships. California used to have a competition here, and I did win first place a number of times in that one.
We got Salty Magnet Fisher visiting.
Is the pan aluminum or?
This particular one's aluminum.
Okay.
But
a steel pan that size would weigh a ton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, steel. I mean, it'd work obviously, but aluminums. You see some of that, and you see some people with what's the plastic? But like a plastic version, and then also a lot of times you'll see it in wood because people will actually instead of using the CNC, some people on a lathe will.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's a bit of work.
Yeah, but nobody makes them, so these people that do the competitions, they have to come up with them somehow.
Right.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Where can we? Is there any place on like on YouTube or any platform that we can view one of these competitions?
Yeah, I would type in World Gold Panning Championships, and you're gonna probably see some older videos. And then every year it's somewhere different. This year it's in South Africa. I haven't been for a few years. COVID and obviously things kind of put an end to them for a few years. This year South Africa. Last one I went to was in Scotland, and sometimes they will live stream them on YouTube.
Oh, nice!
Wow.
And they're generally in August. I can't remember the dates exactly this year, but sometime in August. I'm sure you could look it up. World Gold Panning Championships or WGC, they call themselves, and they have.
I watched one that was in the UK.
What was that?
I watched UK club got together and did it, and it was just baffling to me. Like, just all of a sudden, boom, the guy's like done.
Yes.
And I was like, seriously, it had taken me 3 days to pan out that damn bucket.
Yeah. Once you get to that final heat, these guys got that 40 pounds, they go for it. And a lot of years they finish. This is with the gold picked up and in the vial with the cap on. And then you hit your timer in under a minute, 40 pounds in your pocket in under a minute.
Stacy's saying he's thinking about silicone. Except you'd need to have some sort of solid backing on it. Otherwise, it'd be floppy.
Yeah.
But what's the measurement across the pan? You said 18 inches?
Yeah, there's the competitions have a rule on how big it can be. Mine's about 18 inches. I can't remember, obviously if you're using it in the field or whatever.
What's the rule of the competitions?
I can't remember exactly. It's about 19 inches. It's in centimeters, and I can't remember the exact number. It's probably on their website.
Muscle Shell's in the house. How's it going, Muscle Shell?
Not with like a Garrett Super Sluice or an old pan that you have. You're not gonna. That'll take forever.
19 inches in centimeters is 48 and a quarter centimeters. Does that sound about right?
That's real close. I don't know the exact, but that's very close. Yeah. I know it's under 50 there, and
so 49 or 48. Yeah.
So, and the like you said, most of the competitions will have a couple categories. They have the one where they let you use anything like these flat Ferrari or speed pans, and then they have the competition for traditional pans and steel pans. And usually, so if they're coming in at about under a minute on those 40 pounds with the flat pan, the guys, they're pretty good with those other ones too, and they'll come in around 2.5, 3 minutes for the winning times on a steel pan, like a regular 14-inch steel pan.
So in these competitions, then, what's the kind of the granularity of the material you're running? Is there coarse stuff and superfine stuff all in that same bucket, or has it been relatively classified? Or
it's been classified generally down to about a 1/2 inch and under, maybe 3/4 inch under.
Okay.
They kind of leave that up to the host of the competitions, but generally 3/4 inch at least.
Okay.
And there'll be a little bit of clay and stuff in it, but generally not much of any of that. And the gold's not usually locked up in the clay because they have to source this material from clean spots that doesn't have gold, so it doesn't mess up the numbers.
Sure. Yeah.
And,
because clay would definitely do that.
Yes. Sometimes they'll have a lot of black sand. Sometimes they'll have a little black sand. It all depends on just like a golf tournament or something. Every venue's different.
I was telling them about our idea, Joe, and where we're going to go from. It's going to be more flour gold than pickable pieces, which is going to be the difference. So ours is definitely going to take probably about 5-10 minutes. Well, Rock Butcher, how fast can you pan a 3-pound bag of dirt with a cup of black sand in it?
What in a normal pan?
Yeah,
a couple minutes. Yeah.
Rock Butcher's going home with all the gold, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, so everybody we got a VIP cabin, and it's a mansion. I call it a cabin because it looks like a cabin, but it's a mansion. And we're going to go back there after we go to the group digs during the day and the hangouts, and then we're going to go back and hang out at the cabin and clean up the gold from the day and put it into vials for people and whatnot. But figure while we're out there, we might as well have a little competition. It's not very often that you get people from Canada, the US, Amsterdam. If Gold Pan and Dutchy can ever get over here, it's definitely insane. What's up, Jake Zavola?
Hey, Jake.
Is that one of your guys' friends?
Yeah, that's one of our friends. Thanks for tuning in, Jake.
Are we gonna when we do this, Jericho? We're not gonna do it as a speed panning competition. We're gonna do it as a see who gets the.
Well, it's still speed because I could take all day and get every tiny little dot, and then I'd win if I took But like it's about efficient panning. We got to be efficient.
Tell you what, Joe, I'll take 5 minutes to do mine. And then I'll go and prepare dinner and cook dinner while you and Jericho are still panning. And when dinner's ready, it'll be cold and you'll still be panning. And I'll have my feet up on the porch drinking beers and you'll still be panning. And then you guys will win. Tell me who really wins.
Yeah, so Joe's got feather touch. Like when he can get every black sand
touch when it comes to the
super fine, and
sure.
He can get that black sand out of that gold. He'll just sit there and feather it. Yeah. You just watch the black sand separate from the gold when he's doing it. It's crazy. Just a light feather touch.
That's crazy. That's funny.
Yeah, so Marcy Collins is over there by you guys from Native Arizona Adventures. So maybe I know she likes to do some adventuring with her family. I say she might have to see where's my buttons. Look at that. Boom.
Yeah. Marcy Collins.
Yeah, so you want to tell everybody what you do?
Say that again.
I think she's in the
channel in chat there.
It should be pinned to the top of chat.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
If you wanted to get out on an adventure with us here in Arizona, you could actually just go to Facebook. We have a Facebook group. So then
I don't do Facebook, but I subscribed to you just now on
the YouTube.
So yeah, on the adventures, and otherwise, you could just contact us. My Native Arizona Adventures is in Google, so when you type it up, you can actually type it right up and it'll pop up and you can give me a call and book an adventure. We do private guided tours as well, and then we do monthly outings. So
our Facebook group will do a free monthly outing. So February
18th.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to the Perlite Caves to get Apache Tear.
Whereabouts in Arizona are you?
We're in North Phoenix, like Deer Valley. I don't know if you know that. North Phoenix, like I-17 and the 101 area, North Phoenix.
Phoenix, okay. We go a little farther away. I know. I'm just asking because if that gang that I was talking about, sort of pre-live there, just before we went down in Arizona, I might have to go down there and spend a bit of time stomping around on their property. And if I'm down there, I might as well make a trip out of it, so I could look these up and.
Heck yeah.
Wouldn't have to do anything kind of special, but maybe just get together for a day or an afternoon or something like that.
Yeah. And Marcy lives in Roswell.
Roswell, I've been there.
Yeah, we just got back.
Really good Chinese restaurant in Roswell. It has a missile out front of it, or it did. I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we were there in November for our anniversary, and we got Pecos diamonds. It was fun.
Yeah, the Pecos diamonds are like red. I don't know why they call them Herkimer diamonds or Payson diamonds or Pecos diamonds. They're all quartz crystals.
Yeah,
they're just different variety.
Depends on where they were found, I guess.
Yeah, the Herkimer and the Payson diamonds are exactly the same. They're just local location based. Pecos River in Roswell, and they're like a red terminated quartz crystal.
And they're just like all over the ground. You like don't have to dig.
When I worked down in Ecuador in the Amazon jungle, we found an outcrop of in the jungle the especially granitic kind of outcrops or intrusive rocks. They all the feldspar turns to clay, and so you get what's called saprolite. And so the bedrock is just basically clay, and only the resistant minerals like quartz will stay whole. And so you can actually dig it with a shovel and then hold it in your hands and squish it in your hands, and you'll feel the chunks. And those chunks were all Herkimer diamonds. Wow. And in this one place, and it was amazing. Like you could just, I got a bottle full of them downstairs in one box somewhere. I don't know where. And, but yeah, we spent about an hour, and I must have got 50 or 60 of those things, and they're pretty as hell. They're all about maybe a quarter of an inch total length, and just beautiful, but clear white.
Right. No, I know that the ones there in Herkimer are they can get really, really big, and then the ones in Payson. Here, I'll get it.
He's moving giant boxes of rocks around behind the camera.
Yeah. All mine are big cardboard boxes, and they sit on shelves because my wife won't let me put them all out.
This is I'm
trying to get him organized because he will do the same thing.
Wow. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, we didn't find anything near that big.
No.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's my biggest gone for a couple of years, you know. But they come in all different shapes and sizes. I guess that's like my best. You know, I have obviously got some bigger pieces, but they're more clear. This is a triple point. Mm-hmm. But the other one was like ultra fine, you know, clear, pristine condition.
Now you got them going.
Angie Horton in the house. Hi, Josh and Casey. We're heading to Miami for some rock hounding.
Heck yes. Thank you, Angie, for joining.
Yeah, she was actually my friend in my last video that got me a new blade. So I posted a little short about it, you know.
I'll have to check that out. But yeah, so don't forget to smash that thumbs up on your way in or your way out. And please don't forget to subscribe. It helps.
Thank you so much for joining us, Jake and Angie. I really appreciate it. I was trying to
Marcy
get this
Collins says she has them in her driveway gravels.
Wow. Lucky.
Really? That's funny.
But this is a pink crystal, which is very odd.
Rose
Very
quartz.
cool.
Rose
Yeah.
quartz, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's uncommon, but it's not rare. Yeah.
right. But yeah. Got quite a few.
I got a beautiful
Not-
chunk of rose quartz when we
Not too
we
many
did
of
a field trip back in university, and one of the guys, we were at a mine site, and one of the guys found this enormous, like the size of your head, chunk of absolutely pristinely clear rose quartz. And he didn't want to carry it. And before anybody could say anything, he smashed it with a hammer so that he could get a smaller piece to carry around with him. So I can't believe it. So I grabbed one of the bigger pieces that was left over, and I gave it to my mom, and she still has it sitting in the sunlight in her. Dining room.
Lucky
Cash
man.
Money. How's it going, Cash Money? So what's your most favorite mineral or rock or gemstone?
agate.
Agate. Yeah, my favorite's agate. I like the fortification band. I like how it can come in all different shapes, sizes, and varieties.
Now you showed me some awesome bookends. You got them handy?
Oh yeah. I think I do. Somewhere.
Like this man doesn't have rocks, guys.
I got a tour the other day, and
I was gonna say,
it was
Nicole
interesting.
got a tour the other day, and I was like, this isn't even like a quarter of it. So
Rob Wiedemann loves the lapis lazuli.
I've been looking into a gem and mineral AA. It's currently not available.
Well, you
Rock Hounders Anonymous. Oh,
you
Mike
you probably have a start of a group right here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, they got they found a pile of my favorite rocks out there.
Oh yeah, some azurite.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is my first big blue agate that I found out at Lake Pleasant, and I cut it in half, and yeah, so
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's so pretty. Like
That's beautiful.
closer.
trying to.
Yeah.
It looks gray right now, but it's really blue. I'm not.
No, I can see the blue.
we can see
Yeah.
the blue.
Yeah,
It's really
no. Oh,
pretty.
yeah.
You see the lacing and the
Yeah.
But like in person, the blue pops. But something about it on the video just takes the blue out of it a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kind of makes it like a grayish,
Mhm.
but nonetheless. I don't know if you can see this one. I'll just do the one
This
at a
is-
time because it's
this
so
is-
big.
But this is raw too.
Yeah, that's like a green mossy plume agate there.
I was gonna say, is that what they call a lace agate? But that you call that a mossy plume agate? Yeah, I can see.
It does have some lace in it, but then the green, and then the bottom right here is all plume. It's kind of pitted. It's not like great quality, but right in here is a green
I like
plume or moss.
Yeah.
Then you have the lacing and the banding and stuff like this. Then up here, like a botryoidal druzy, which
Mhm.
that's kind of like iron stained, but I just kind of get straight to the middle of it and
Yeah.
beautiful.
If you use you can take if you go to the grocery store in the laundry section, you can get a bottle of stuff. It's called Iron Out,
Oh yeah.
and I don't know. Up here in Canada, you can't unscrew the top. You got to actually cut the top off with this bolt
Oh, wow.
shears or whatever. But dump 3 or 4 of those bottles into a 5-gallon pail
Mhm.
before you cut it. If you've got iron staining on the outside, and just put them in that bucket for a week. Set them outside. Put a board on top. You can't keep it inside because it stinks like hell.
Yeah.
put a board on top so animals and kids don't get into it, and a rock on top of that, and just let it sit for about a week, and it'll get rid of. It won't get rid of all the rust, but it'll get rid of 80% of it. It won't get rid of the interstitial stuff, because we've got a lot of problems with that here. Because like our quartz and our the quartz plates and the amethyst, they're intruded into basalts, which have a lot of iron-rich minerals in them. And so over time, just the groundwater, it creates iron staining on these things. And so we get coated crystals, which sometimes are pretty all by themselves.
Right.
But if you want to take it off, it'll expose the crystals, but you'll still have it where the crystals come together, and a million years of water has left. 5 days in a bucket is not going to remove a million years worth of stain between two crystals, but it'll clean it up a lot.
Right, definitely.
Oxalic acid will work too.
Yeah, oxalic acid. I do muriatic.
Iron out is oxalic acid. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I'll do muriatic acid, and then just do a baking soda water rinse after that. But that's mostly to get my calcite and my caliche type stuff off of the agate, so I can see what I'm working with.
Yeah.
Or like that big crystal cluster that I showed you in the beginning. This, I don't even know if I could show you an original one, but this was all just nasty, brown, ugly. I put it in the acid, and 30 seconds later, it's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it wouldn't do that with a quartz crystal, but like calcite, it has a lower hardness, so it'll just eat the outer layer off and make it like it's brand new.
Yeah, hydrochloric acid reacts with calcite is calcium carbonate, and so you get the HCl plus CaCO3 goes to whatever, and the carbonate goes away. So that makes water and carbon dioxide, and so that works well. But it's good that you neutralize it afterwards in baking soda, because you got to watch, because the other thing that hydrochloric acid will do is some other minerals, it'll turn them green.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like an artificial green, And you definitely want to get it to the point you want it to be at, and then neutralize it as quickly as you can.
Oh yeah.
To stop the reaction from going on, because I've seen other guys that just dip it in hydrochloric, take it out, give it a rinse, and then set it on the counter, and over the course of the week, the mineral goes green, and they're like, "What the hell's going on? Why did it go green?" It's because you didn't neutralize the acid, and the acid's still there.
Yeah, I had a piece. It was a different variety of calcite that I got. It was like more of a dog tooth calcite rather than this calcite. This calcite was like really pristine, didn't have any kind of issues like that. And I had one that I didn't have baking soda. I ran out, and it turned like a yellowish green. And that's more because your muriatic acid's that yellowish color anyway.
Sure.
But it all kind of seeps into it and just makes it nasty garbage. So I'm like, got to make sure you get baking soda and do it right. And it's more to protect you as well. You want that acid to stop doing its thing, and you don't want to be breathing. You need to wear a respirator, gloves, get tongs, all your personal protective equipment for that. So
all that stuff you want to do that outside. Unless you got a fume hood or something like that. It's just
what you don't do it in your kitchen.
Yeah, some guy was trying to burn sulfides.
Stacey, don't do it in your wife's oven. So
like it's like Breaking Bad. You can't just start cooking in the kitchen.
Oh my god!
When you're doing acid and crystals and stuff,
you got to be real careful with hydrochloric, Rob. That's true.
Wheelie shiny gold. Got some Arizonas in the house. There's another Arizonian here.
Oh, thanks for coming in. Oh, we got wheelie shiny gold.
Wheelie Shiny Gold. That's cute. I like your name.
Yeah.
It's Willy Shiny.
It's really shiny. I like it. What is that?
Miss, where's the farthest you've traveled from home to go find a rock, Josh?
Michigan.
Michigan. I've traveled all the way across the state. So, gone all the way up to the UP of Michigan, looking for Charlevoix stone or
Pudding Stone.
Pudding Stone,
Petoskey stones,
Stones.
Uberlites.
I wasn't that impressed with Arizona. I could have just went 30 minutes away and got the best rocks in the world. Otherwise, I want to go to like Australia or Nevada, Colorado, California. I want to go to Oregon, Washington, all those places. I want to get the carnelian agate. That's like my next go-to. They're out in California, New Mexico, or not New Mexico, California, Oregon, and Washington.
But when we get to North Carolina, I'm going to find you a couple Jasper Thunder eggs.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
The people that are staying in the cabin get the opportunity to go to a private pit and pull out some. So we're each limited to 1 5-gallon bucket. So I'm going to try to keep them about softball sized.
Yeah.
They got some that are down there that are about the size of basketballs.
Wow.
And that'd be cool, but that's your bucket almost full.
Yeah, try to sell it.
It's like one of my biggest. I've gotten bigger, but best quality Thunder egg. It's got all the fortification. That actually is another Thunder egg.
Got a little Thunder egg inside of it.
Yeah.
So that's just a ginormous
You're just gonna have
one.
to like cut it like that. To get
Yeah. I could probably cut through that one and get the double bubble effect. Hopefully.
If it doesn't fall apart. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Doesn't fall apart, yeah. But yeah, I love Thunder eggs. I didn't even know you could get them in Arizona. I thought it was like an Oregon only thing, and then I started learning a little bit more, and I'm like, no, you can get them in a lot of places actually. Anything that's where a big rhyolite went.
Stacy, I will send him your info on Instagram and a message. That way he can. You got a private message in chat, Mike.
Oh,
it says he wants you to send pics of the pan so he can manufacture one.
That's a cool one
for sure. I think I might even have a PDF file of it or something.
Nice.
Rob Weedman, have you ever seen franklinite, willemite, and calcite under?
You
under
froze
black
when you were
ice?
showing that star one, Josh.
I did.
It blinked out. Yep.
Nice.
Look at that one.
That's a nice one.
I'm just
You
looks
can even tell which way was up.
Yeah, I did a cutting event with some friends when I first started. So he has the other half of this one, and then another half of another one, and yeah, we've had some fun doing some cutting events. This one's like one that filled up halfway with minerals, and then stopped, and then filled up again, and then like a little spot in the middle. Some of them, you know, even
Collins, you have a great day. Stay safe out there.
Some of them pock out, so like they'll have, you know, a little geode or, you know, the codial bug or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's really nice pink one that's got nice.
Yeah, so I've been using an angle grinder and a concrete saw on mine, and I need to get a tile saw.
You got to get and even, you know what, Jericho, a tile saw doesn't cut it. Because I got stuck in a situation on a job over in Mongolia where the only rock saw I could get to cut my drill core was a tile saw, and it's going to cause you nothing but headaches, man. So you got to get a real diamond blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get the diamond blade, but Josh has a 10-inch tile saw with a diamond blade, and that's what he cuts with.
Okay. What I'm finding is, it is the diamond blade. I'd recommend the MK303 diamond blade, and they have different ones, you know, where you have like thicknesses.
Yeah.
So you have like an ultra thin blade, so like that's like a finished blade.
Now, are you an
And then
Amazon affiliate, and can you get that on Amazon?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can.
No, we're not Amazon
We
affiliate.
are
So
not.
we're going to have to get you Amazon affiliate things, and then you can share that link in your videos, and then when somebody clicks it, you get paid for their purchase.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, send me the link
'Cause I
after.
already kind of do a lot of the recommendations for everybody and kind of give an idea of what the best option is going to be, or working through trial and error, because I was like, I don't want people to come up against this issue later on when I've already conquered all those issues. So maybe we can help each other grow a little bit faster, get to the next level a little better and skip some of the mess ups, So it's been a lot of fun. It's been a blast. But yeah, MK303 is a professional laptop blade. But where I was going with that is you want to get a laptop saw because of the RPMs. You got to think about grinding this thing.
That's it.
When you grind it and the RPMs are so high, you're actually just defeating the purpose. You're tearing your blade apart, and it's gonna not last as long. They have different stones that you can use to resharpen them.
I'll give you some advice on resharpening diamond blades, because we do it all the time in geology when we're doing drill core and that. Go to a construction site or a demolition site and get yourself a house brick. Just a regular old brick that the brick on the front of the house.
Yeah, okay. That is exactly what I do, because I was like, I don't want to go buy a rock that I'm gonna.
You buy sharpening stones online, and they're like 40, 50, 60 bucks or whatever. Go get a brick, like a construction brick, and whether it's red, yellow, it doesn't matter. And because those bricks, the matrix is mostly clay and cement or whatever, but it's got all kinds of abrasive grit in it. And so I go for free to a construction site. I load the back of my truck up with these bricks, and then we park them all in a corner of our shop. And whenever the guys go out to do a diamond drill job, and we cut thousands of meters of rock, drill core, the tubes. And it's like when things start slowing down, I say, okay, pull it off, because what happens is the matrix on the diamond blade, it polishes itself, so you don't have the diamond sticking out so much. So it's not cutting anymore. So, but when you make a cut through that really soft brick, which has abrasive material in it, it abrades away the matrix and makes the diamond stand out again. And all you need is one pass through a brick, slice off a quarter of an inch of the brick, and then you're back and you're good to run for another day.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'm talking running full time, not just cutting one or two rocks like you guys are doing. So, just get a brick, man. They're free.
Well, he spent about 8 hours the other night cutting rocks in half.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we run 2 shifts, 12 hours a day. So, okay. So you're going to need to take a 1/4 inch slice off once or twice a day, and that's it. And it's free.
Smart. Yep.
That's the best advice I could give you there.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So we got Milwaukee Matt in the house. He took me Uper light hunting. The first time I went, we got some Uper lights down on Lake Michigan by Milwaukee.
That was great.
I'm from Traverse City, so
from the other side of the river, or the other side of the lake.
Yeah, the other side of the yeah.
Has anyone heard of Franklinite?
Yeah, I was just saying to Rob, he was talking about minerals that fluoresce really well under UV light. It's from the Franklin mine in Franklin, New Jersey. And I can't remember if it's the Franklinite or the Willemite. It's one of the two that fluoresces. But I've got a chunk of it downstairs, and it looks like really nondescript stone. It's orange and white and black. It's a zinc ore. And they, when you hit it with UV light, if you're anywhere in New Jersey, just go for a tour at the mine, and they give you a piece for free. They say, go ahead and take what you want.
All right, Joe, we got to go to that mine.
Yeah. And
Franklin, New Jersey?
Yep.
Franklin,
That's
New
not
Jersey.
far.
I'll tell you a funny story about Franklin, New Jersey. I went to the mine with my first wife. I went down and we visited her cousin who lives in New Jersey. Is married to an American guy, and her husband and I went to this mine, and so we're walking through, and it's guided by one of the old miners. And the old guy, he says, and he's explaining why the mine closed down. He says those guys up in Canada, they can produce zinc for cheaper than we could, you know. And I just kept my mouth shut. And then we got a little further along, and then he starts asking all the tourists where they're from. And I told him, I says, I'm one of them mine geologists from up in Canada. And he kind of backed up, but I said, no, it's all good, man. It's all good. I don't mind zinc. But yeah, it was a funny. He kind of stepped in, but no, it's beautiful when it's under UV light. It's like orange and yellows and blues. It's fantastic.
That's amazing. Yeah, I dabbled a little bit in that. We've done a few little nighttime digs with a couple clubs around the area, but I went and got the fluorite. And the fluorite is like a dark navy blue, and then it has like this other secondary mineral. But when you shine the light on it and take it off, it stays like ultra green for like 5 seconds. It's nuts.
That's
watching you do that.
Jericho's got the same thing.
Yeah. That's amazing.
What is that? Oh, I was told it's opal.
It's opal.
Wrong run. That one's here. Look, this one's a bunch of tiny little crystals.
Oh yeah, Jersey crystals.
Hey, I knew that.
Good job, lady.
So they're saying that this is opal. This is the thing that absorbs the UV light and then glows green after.
Yeah, what it's doing when you hit it with UV light, what you're doing is you're transferring energy into the atoms of the mineral. And when you remove the energy from that you're putting into it, it takes a little bit of time for the mineral to actually dispel that energy that you've put into it. Mm-hmm. And that's why it lingers. That's exactly how an XRF works. That's exactly how an ICP machine works in that you're beaming it. And then as soon as you shut off the beam, or the machine shuts off the beam, then the mineral returns a response in the EM spectrum, whether it's light or you can't see it, ultraviolet or whatever, X-ray. And so then the machine measures it. So that's not uncommon. It's really cool to see, but I don't know what mineral you're talking about. Jericho says it's opal, so maybe it is. It's just.
Or the other one was aragonite.
Aragonite?
Aragonite. That was the other option he said for the area.
Aragonite that's the mineral that's the one that you. Aragonite is calcite, but it's produced organically. So
sounds like somebody's cooking Italian food.
So your fossil shells, you might have a limestone that's got shell fossils in it. The shell fossils are actually aragonite, whereas the limestone, they both have exactly the same chemical composition, but the structure is different.
Yeah.
Got the rusty magnets in the house. How's it going? And hey, everybody, don't forget to click the link pinned at the top of the chat and jump over and check out Native Arizona Adventures.
Yeah.
And if you're out on vacation and you want to do something cool, hit them up, plan something out. They can take you to a lot of cool places.
Oh yeah.
That'd be neat.
Yes.
Lots of big groovy crystals.
Nice.
Groovy.
Yeah, yours puts mine to shame. Mine's just an itty bitty little one.
That's exclusive. That's like secret spots, that stuff. And then I was looking at I guess there's like a spot of opal right in the middle, and you can kind of see a rainbow flash.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
But yeah, you can kind of see it. But that's like a common opal agate that you'd get, kind of just potchy stuff. But first time ever finding like opal in Arizona.
That's cool.
They come in the thunder eggs, but a lot of it's common opal. You're not going to get a lot of the flashes and stuff like that. You know, you're going to need to go to Australia. You're going to get it outsource it from Australia too.
So now, what kind of crystals, or what? It's quartz, obviously, but what makes it stack up like teeth?
That's just it growing.
Yeah,
So
in the pocket inside the quartz or inside the agate, and it'll pocket out. And depending on how fast they're growing and how much room there is, that's what determines where that crystal's going.
So I could drop this in a bucket of muriatic acid and clean out all the schmutz.
But
that'll make it ultra clean, like white.
You need to watch it because you literally eat it away.
Like, not the quartz.
Quartz, not the quartz, but the calcite. Yeah. So if it's held together by calcite, it'll fall apart.
Okay, so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I go 30 seconds. That's it.
Is it growing on calcite?
I don't know. You're going to tell me in April when you see it in person.
All right, I'll look at it and I'll tell you.
I got it. It was sent in the mail from WK Prospecting. They found it down in North Carolina, and
I doubt it. I bet you could just toss that thing right in the bucket of muriatic and it wouldn't do a goddamn thing.
Okay,
it's probably all quartz.
24 hours, it might get rid of some of the stuff, but it's really not going to do much. It will clear it up though if it's not, not as nice as you'd like it. You want it to be clear. It'll clear it up.
Well, I don't care if it looks dirty. I just want the orange off of it.
Yeah. Iron out.
Just iron out.
Iron out.
Oxalic acid. Yeah.
Over by Moraine Park, by Milwaukee Matt, he found a quartzite field, and you just walk out in this field, and it's literally you're walking on. All of a sudden, you're in a swamp. Then you're not, and it's a quartzite deposit where it's 100 and some yards and 50 yards wide. It's just right there on the ground. Peel a piece of moss back, and hey, look, there's a bunch of you don't want to run barefoot through that sucker. I'll tell you.
Definitely. No. Like stepping on spikes. Nope. No, yeah. The best crystals I've gotten are probably next to the Payson diamond are the quartz crystals I've gotten out of Luna, New Mexico. And it's because the agate is so big that the pockets are bigger. So inside the pockets, the crystals are bigger and nicer, more terminated, but they're ultra clear, big crystals. And then the blue Luna agate is just pristine. I've never found better agate in my life.
Tin Man Magnet Fishing, how's it going, buddy?
But I love the crystals. I love the agates. Love the thunder egg. A lot of it's really close to where I'm at. In every direction, I can go and get any different kind of material besides a few choice things, and obviously certain things are geographically located. So, but other than that, we can get the majority of it out here. So pretty much every color.
So when is Native Arizona Adventures going to do their first cross country tour with the whole family?
We are thinking maybe when the baby gets a little bit bigger. But this summer, my wife is talking about going back to Michigan again to go visit her family because we have the new baby, and I might actually end up going across country for Native Arizona Adventures separately. And like I was saying, going up maybe up through California to Oregon, Washington, across back over to Colorado. I want to make it over to Montana, and I want to go to
when you're in Montana, you should hit up 406 Miner and Any Jewelry, and they can take you to a sapphire bank that will
me and Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was saying him and Kevin Rose.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, Stacy.
Sorry, I have a.
Go ahead, Stacy.
Yeah,
Stacy.
me and Kevin Rose we're only about an hour apart, so an hour and a half. And
Okay.
yeah, we can hit you up with, sapphires and garnets and all kinds of good crud.
That would be awesome, man. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Where's
so
he at?
Might even be able to hit you up with some gold too.
yeah.
Jasper and
down along the Mojave there too. I don't know. I guess froze that. I got some spots. It'd be great to get out with you too. We've got some bowenite deposit I found. A lot of chrysocolas and malachites. Some specular hematite.
Speaking of Kevin Rose.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Not too far from
He shall arrive.
Yeah, so you were telling me earlier, I asked you about your biggest rock that you found with gold in it. What? Tell Rock Butcher about your deposit, and I got to take a spinny break.
Yeah, I got but he was asking my biggest piece I ever got, and I had a quartz specimen that had just over 13 ounces in that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a special one. That was a good day.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right.
I've certainly mined those, and I throw them on the ore pass. I think Jericho's probably told you I got a 4.5 ounce specimen sitting over here on the floor. Yeah, and that's the one. I wasn't about to pay for a 13 ounce specimen even back when it was $300 an ounce. So,
that was good. I found it. The old timers had tossed some rocks up on the east side of the wash just as a little test sample. And my brother and we've been getting some specimens off the west side of the wash, and that spot had been hit hard. And I don't think there's much left there. He at the time was chiseling out a nice pocket of gold out of this quartz vein.
Yeah.
And I was detecting on the slope below it, and we'd gotten some species off of it, but it had been hit hard. So I thought, this rock looks like it might have come from here because there's no other quartz rocks on that side, and they'd just thrown it up there. And I still didn't think it was the rock, of course. I thought it was a tin can under the rock. And as I was prying it up, a chunk fell off of about an 8-ounce chunk of quartz, and 4 of it was gold.
Wow.
It just fell off the rock. Like, oh.
Yeah.
I would have walked right then and there.
The mine that one came from, I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for geologists to work.
Hey, Kevin.
But you get like after a blast, you'd see a rock sitting on the ground that was clearly broken in two, but there was the 2 chunks sitting together. Mm-hmm. And when you picked it up, you couldn't pull it apart because it was still, and you had to do this and this. And it was like, like you ever ripped a beer can in half? Oh, and it was like having it, and you had to twist it and turn it, and finally, you could pull it apart, and there'd just be wires of gold sticking out of both sides of it was stupid. It was stupid. I mean, the highest grade sample I saw come out of that mine was 2,500 ounces per ton. And the chief of the lab called me and gave me shit. Why the hell did you guys send that sample through? Because you've just poisoned my goddamn lab. The amount of cleaning we got to do after this. And he actually said to me, he said that number is just an estimate because we maxed out on the chemistry.
Oh, geez.
And he says that's like, I mean, fire assay has its limits, and I mean, there were places we took a blast one time. Sort of long story short, my boss, the CEO, wanted a great big rock with scabs of gold hanging out of it, and it was I gave him a piece of rock that was it was 1.8 feet wide by just over 2 feet tall by about 5.5 feet deep. We drilled 8 feet, but it broke off in the back, and it was 18% gold.
Oh wow!
Like when they picked it up with a 2-yard scoop, the back wheels on that scoop got light. That's all they could carry was that one rock.
Oh,
and what he ever did with it, I have no idea. But we brought it to surface, and there it is. You know, like you'd never put it on display. It's so heavy, you couldn't put it in an office building.
Yeah.
You know, like
you have to reinforce the foundation.
Office elevators are not designed to carry that kind of weight. And the floor in a concrete skyrise is not designed to carry that kind of weight. So I don't know what the hell they ever did with it, but I blasted it. 18% gold.
Jesus.
Like if, honest to God, honest to Christ, if you had, when I was standing there looking at this face, I was just like, the miners, they all gathered around it. Miners came from other headings to come and take a look because this was nuts. And if you had applied a current at the floor to that vein and you took your boots off and stood there in your bare feet and touched the back, you would have got a shock.
Oh, man.
Like,
that would have been a fun one to see that acid etched out.
I wish we had GoPros back then, man.
Oh,
the video that oh my God, it was nuts.
How long have you been a geologist?
32 years now, maybe going on 33 years. I'm a geochemist by profession, but as time goes on, you spend more and more time doing administration and logistics. But I love being out there on the pointy end of the spear.
Yeah.
So, I've done the corporate stuff before. I was a vice president of a company for a while, and you know what? That just comes with so many strings attached and legal issues and all this kind of, you got to report everything you do. And okay, I got to go to the potty. Well, I better tell, Securities Commission, I got to go take a piss. And it's like, forget that stuff. I'd rather just go out there, find it and make it. And that's the place I want to be. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations. That's a feat. That's something to be happy about. You're living the dream, right?
Oh yeah.
Now, you got your rock handy there, Slim Jim?
Well, I'm not going to show it after he's just completely demolished.
Well, I told him about yours. I'm still impressed with the one you show.
I like the little tiny ones too. It doesn't make a difference.
Little tiny ones. Yeah, mine's a third as good as yours is. Okay, I'll go get it.
I don't have the gold that you have. So just show me a piece of gold, and then I'll be jealous.
All right, hold on a minute.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, so Stacy, I told everybody, well, most people know, Stacy and I were hanging out backstage yesterday, and I get a message from the winner of the gold nugget. And what'd she say, Stacy? Is he listening?
There he is.
Stacy, can you hear us? Can't hear you.
Stacy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
I'll say, did you not hear my question?
Jericho was talking to you. Can you hear Jericho?
No, I can't hear him. You know what? I might back out and come back in. I got my router's screwing up again. Maybe I'll reset it.
There we go.
All right.
There we go.
So you got gold all through here, down along the side there.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
But that's not the good. That's not the good part. There's the good part.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we are. Oh yeah.
I gotta
Yeah, that runs through real well.
move the laptop back.
Man. So would you take that?
He's smart
rough-
now. He put a mat down.
Yeah,
The
there's a
first
mat
time he did it,
underneath
he
it.
screwed the desk up.
I got shit for scratching the glass top on the table there before. So
Yeah.
the cool thing about this,
Trouble
and,
myself.
like these are, yes, actually big scabs of gold that are hanging off it.
Wow.
The cool thing about that rock is that it represents all three types of mineralization that were at that mine.
Mhm.
You've got this is a pyrrhotite ore, which usually runs about a quarter gram, a third of a gram per ton. And
Okay.
you've got this dark gray material here on the side. That's the arsenopyrite ore, this
Okay.
sort of section here. And the arsenopyrite ore can run up to 5, 6, 7, 8 ounces per ton. And
Okay.
then, of course, you got the VG in the quartz vein with the tourmaline. And so those are the three types of mineralization that are present at that mine. And the coolest thing is that I am the guy who blasted this. So I know precisely where it comes from. I know the date of the blast. I actually went in, I unhooked the blast, washed the muck pile down to make it safe, and found this sitting up nice and proud on top. And I said, geez, that'd make, like, for a geologist, it's a great specimen. You know, it's not, for a collector, maybe not so much, because it's not big gobs of gold sticking out in your face. But for a guy who's interested in the mine itself, the forms of mineralization and everything like that, this is a perfect specimen. I got all the provenance for it and everything. So I gave it to my mom because she prays every day that her son, who works 1.5 miles underground, you know, is going to make it out alive at the end of shift. And now that she's drawing things down, Dad's gone. The last time we were down in Ottawa, she said, Jimmy, you take that home with you and you enjoy it. I've enjoyed it for 20 plus years. So there you go.
I still like Jim's rock, but I'd love to have the one you found.
Let's see yours. Where is it?
My rock?
You got it handy?
My rock is that. I sold that one years ago.
Okay.
I do still have a few pieces here that might. Well, here's a nice. Let's see, where's my camera?
Well, that's a beauty.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't know if it's focusing on it. It's,
Oh yeah, we seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd move that one a little bit closer on that side. Yeah. Look
There we
at that.
It'd be a solid ounce. An ounce.
I'll give you $1. I'll give you $1.
yeah.
$2, $3.
That one has pretty much exactly 1 ounce of gold in it. The SG test said.
Yeah.
One interesting one I've got here that.
But specimens are worth a little more, though, right?
Yeah.
What was that?
Specimens are worth a little bit more when it comes to that in terms of
Absolutely.
Yeah, that one would fetch a little premium. This one, it's not that big, but this one's kind of interesting too. Don't know if you can see it too well. It's
You'll put your hand behind it.
I can see a scab of gold on the side of a dark rock.
Yeah, look at that.
That dark rock. I wish I had a magnet on me because it is extremely magnetic. It's just pure magnetite.
Okay.
Wow.
Gold's just laced through that magnetite.
Well, at this mine, we did have magnetite replacement veins,
Mm-hmm.
and almost every single one of them was completely barren, but one of them ran upwards of 4 ounces per ton.
Yep.
And you would find exactly that in there. So that's the fourth type is missing in this one, but you would see that there.
Yeah.
I got a phone call. I'll be back.
Yeah, It's fun. That patch had a lot of that. It was fun.
So what'd you think of that rock,
that's
Josh?
awesome,
Now
man.
that's my favorite rock right there. I changed my mind. That azurite can go to hell. I want that one he just showed, the first one.
I think keep that azurite piece in.
Yeah, I'd trade a 5-gallon bucket of azurite for just that one little fist-sized one he's got.
No, I definitely would love me a piece of specimen gold with some quartz or something like that running through. I've only got little specks. I've never gotten anything bigger than one, like a couple pickers here and there. Like I said, I got into prospecting, gold prospecting, kind of go out with my dad and do things like that with him, but he ended up getting older and got cancer, and so we didn't end up going out. Now he's healed, he's recovered from cancer, so we've been getting a little bit more adamant about getting out there and getting some.
Good area for it.
Yeah, I made a dry washer, and it's an old like gold bug dry washer thing.
About the backpack one?
Yeah, I made a backpack dry washer and a gas powered shop vac, so I can run my dry washer and vacuum the cracks and crevices at the same time, and then go and run that concentrated material out of the vacuum.
I see Charlie from Prospecting's in the house. Charlie. We got Ghost Nancy T. She's always over there on Coining Around, and she's got her little Saturday live stream she does. Awesome lady from the coin community.
Jericho, what were you saying before about you and Stacy in the back room with that nugget lady, the lady who won the nugget?
All right, so she was saying that she knows we're getting ready to move to Virginia, and I had been talking about how much it was going to cost, and that she wanted to just give us the nuggets for our move.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Said she didn't know what to do with it. She I can read her message to you here. Got to close YouTube, open TikTok. You got to love technology when it fights each other. I got YouTube and TikTok trying to both talk on my phone at the same time.
Jersey Silver Stacker, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I posted the pictures of our chat on the thing. She says, so yay, that's so freaking awesome. Thank you. And if I can, I would like to give it to you so you can sell it and use the money to move you and your family to Virginia. I always enjoy watching you pan and love watching your dog videos. I know what it's like to be in a bind, and I always like to pay it forward and help out when I can. You always pay it forward, so I figure why not pay it forward to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said I do like to give stuff away that I get. People, I win things or whatever. I let somebody else have it. If it's going to be more, somebody else is going to treasure it more than I will. Or if I'm just going to sell it, I'll just give it away.
Right. I'm at the stage
incredible.
in my rocks where I want to start, giving them away and helping people enjoy them.
So you want to give some rocks away? So you want to give some rocks away, huh?
Yeah, I want to get some rocks away.
Well, look at that. We got a hashtag here, Native AZ Rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to check out, you got your little your display thing handy there, Casey? I put pictures of it up so people can see it better, but it's got a pretty stone in there, and then they got a nice bag, a felt bag with a bunch of shiny rocks that you polished, correct? Oh, she added some stuff.
I decided to
beautiful.
Yeah, throw a little bracelet in there. Yes. And some stickers. We'll just end up, giving a bunch of stuff away.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Either I froze or they froze. I can't tell which one.
Yeah.
All right, they're back.
Yeah. Little patchy here. some aventurine, amethyst, jasper, some polished jasper, some clear quartz, cherry quartz, a couple of polished beads from the tumbler material and stuff. But yeah, a little goodie bag of gems, bracelet and a necklace and stickers. And then
if Gold Pan and Dutchie wins, he's in Amsterdam. I'm not going to have you pay the $45 to ship it. I have a package for him that we're building up. So if Gold Pan and Dutchie wins, you can just send it to Wisconsin. Hell of a lot cheaper than shipping it over there, and we'll just add it to our box of the Dutchie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won. He won last night.
Yeah.
And I gotta send it to Jericho, so we're gonna ship it all out at once. A big package going to Amsterdam from the United States.
It's gonna be crazy.
Perfect.
I figure why not make it the best package he's ever gotten he wins a lot on YouTube. He's an awesome supporter, but I figure I'm just gonna keep piling stuff in this box. It's gonna cost me $65 if it fits and ships. I might as well fill that son of a gun.
Yeah.
When you say he's an awesome guy in the community, he actually set his alarm Friday night for his time, something like
2:00 in the morning.
2:00, 2:30 in the morning to get up and come on my show to watch my show.
That's commitment.
Right?
He is awesome.
And I thank you for that. That really means a lot. You don't know how much that means, Dutchie.
What'd you say, Josh?
I said, well, good karma comes back to you when you're a good supporter and you do things right. And you're there for people. And you got to keep that going. That's kind of what inspired me to start Native Arizona Adventures. Is my grandma had some dreams and she passed away without fulfilling those dreams. So I wanted to make sure that I just kept that rolling, and I made a promise that I would, and here I am. I'm honoring that promise and commitment to continue to live the dream and help inspire other people to do the same. So
nice.
It's an amazing journey.
Yeah, we got 15 entries. It is case sensitive. We have discovered through a scientific test of typing it correctly and incorrectly whether or not it actually works. So it is case sensitive. So make sure, Muscle Shell, I seen you did all caps, I believe, but it scrolled past me now. So make sure you do it the correct way. And whenever you guys are ready to run it, we can run it.
Yeah. Muscle Shells, you got to redo it. Spell it correctly. I'm scrolling up.
So, yeah, Jericho, we'll leave that completely up to you whenever you think it's good to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's ready.
Come in.
Did we lose them?
No, I hear you. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, they froze.
I hear them. They're still moving.
Oh, there they go.
Okay. Did you hear what I said, Jericho?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you can't see my thumbs up, but I got a thumbs up right now for you. Shell Bean, it is hashtag not dollar sign.
Dollar sign.
Hashtag capital NATIVE, capital AZR, rocks.com.
And Charlie, you spelt that wrong, brother.
Muscle Shell, you spelt it correctly, but your capitalization was wrong. You wrote it all caps. It's not all caps. You have to. It is case sensitive. So if you want to win, you got to type precisely what you see on that screen.
Looks like it's coming through right now.
I know I don't have any of those cool rocks that you were saying, so I'm definitely putting my name in there.
Yeah, and then I'll throw in a bunch of I'll throw in another big stack of stickers for you too. So
Okay.
if you ever want to hand them out as well, you could throw them in a box or whatever. So yeah,
We have a huge 1K giveaway as soon as I can get to 1,000 subs on here on the old YouTubes. I got about $2,000 in gold and silver and sluices and crystals and gems and all kinds of crazy stuff.
It's
Nice.
Ghost Nancy T. It is case sensitive. We tried that out. We did a little experiment the other night, and it is indeed case sensitive.
Yeah, we did a scientific experiment, and
We got
it
people
showed.
to spell it one way. We got people to spell it a different way. When the hashtag was up, I had set up the StreamYard, the chat search thing, for it had to be spelled a certain way, and we proved without a shadow of a doubt that it was case sensitive.
All right, so we're gonna run it now. We got everybody. They got it. Can I get a go from
Good
chat?
luck, everybody.
Good luck.
yeah. Good luck,
May
guys.
the odds be in your favor.
All right, here we go.
Do I got to go? Did I get a go?
Go.
Somebody, how come? Oh, chats. They're lagging behind. That's why they don't get it.
Oh!
Miracle and Hercules wins anyway.
You called it. You didn't have any of those stones. Nice.
I need one of them. It's I'm telling you, I'm lucky today. But no, I'm gonna say that since I won, it's gonna go to Gold Pan and Dutchy. But I do want the stickers.
Oh, you're gonna throw it in the European box.
Yep, it's going to the Gold Pan and the Dutchy box.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, since I'm going to be sending it, am I going to be sending it to you or am I going to be sending it to them?
I'm going to send it to me because it's going to Amsterdam.
Okay. Well, I have a couple other things that I'll be sending in there with it for you as well. So we'll figure that out as well. So I really
put it in
appreciate
a separate Ziploc baggie or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That way I know what.
With that opal and
so you do want to do the opal trade?
Yeah, I'm interested. Very
all right.
interested.
So we'll have to talk about it offline, but
yeah, for sure.
I'll make you a bag up. I got to make one up for Salty and ship that out Monday, and I got. She packed them up over here.
Well, I got to say, like as much as people want to argue Muscle Shell and Ghost Nancy T, I have no answer to that because we deliberately did a test the other night where you had to type a word with one capital in the beginning and then the rest of the word in small case. And we got everybody to do it. And we asked all the men to type it correctly and all the ladies in chat to type it incorrectly. And it only gathered
half the comments,
the ones that were typed correctly. So
yeah, it was
I
weird.
have no answer to you. Sometimes it is case sensitive. Sometimes it's not.
Yep.
Always best to
be safe.
Type it correctly.
So,
yeah. Argue all you want.
The way it's put out.
Yeah, we had some people weren't. We were doing. Was it gold we were giving away?
Mm-hmm.
And some people's names weren't popping up on the thing. And then we did a test where we said, "Okay, we'll do it this way." We separated it out, and we figured out that it's a bugger. Yeah. Geezer was a part of that test, and those are the results from. It was weird, where it could just ignore certain people's comments.
Yeah,
they spelled it correctly, but they didn't put the capitals where it went in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just kept ignoring them. It was really weird.
Yeah.
And they say technology is smart. I'm just saying.
Well, when you're connected across all the different platforms and all these different things, it is smart. It's going to check that out and see the.
You know what it is? It's all those little AIs in the background running around checking all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're inside the supercomputers, just messing around, like little squirrels.
Some of them are more anal about spelling than others, I guess.
True. Yeah. And if you came in late and you weren't here for the first 25 minutes. Scroll back at the end of the video and watch Mike the Speed Panner knock out a half a bucket of dirt like that. It's going to impress you. I'm telling you.
I'm glad.
Completely
flat. Jericho, thank you very much for waking me up out of bed and getting me down my sorry little hiney down here so I can see that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I know you wanted to see it, so I wanted to make sure you were here.
I'm sure you could find some videos on YouTube of people doing it better than I did. Good for sampling.
Very impressive, man. Very impressive.
I was impressed. It was. I want one.
Yeah.
Then Rock Butcher can stop busting my balls. Can I get one like this size where it's like, home size? Where you
you do it a teaspoon at a time like you do in your gold pan.
That's right.
Yeah.
When Stacy was asking how he could get one of those pans or how he could make one of those pans, I was envisioning him driving a steamroller over a green pan just to flatten it.
Heat it up and
Stacy, what you got to do is you got to get together with Speed Pan and Mike and borrow his pan for a day and make a negative mold.
Yeah.
And separate it. Then when you get back home, make a positive mold with plaster or something like that, or cement.
Yeah.
And then Bob's your uncle, from there on in.
Yeah.
Do you have your pan in there with you?
Mike, have you thought about
measurements and this and that, the other things where I know a guy with a 3D printer.
Yeah, that would I've seen a few 3D printed. The only one I actually remember 3D printing was not quite strong enough to hold the weight, but now they think the technology is better, the materials are better, that it can be done.
Oh, we got a 3D printer down there in Virginia that prints metal.
You'd want to make it, yeah.
Yeah, we have a 3D printer, but
you want to make it thick enough, because if you introduced a bow, like if it was plastic and it wasn't solid enough to hold that weight, then you're completely changing the physics.
Right.
Yep. Mike, have you thought about doing that with your own pan, like with plaster, and then producing it?
Yeah, I have thought about that. That'd be
I want one.
A good thing to do. Just never had the means to do it or whatever. But
I think you'd have to do it. I think you'd have to do it with silicone, Mike, because if you did it with plaster, because you've got those undercuts on the.
Exactly.
It'd be a bugger to pull the two apart,
Yep.
But if you did it with silicone, you get the flexibility, and then pour a plaster mold on top of that, on top of the negative. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Mike, this is the perfect opportunity for you. You can get involved in our community. We have tons of people. There's all them people on the list on the side, and we all collaborate. Everybody helps each other out. You want to get into doing that. I'm sure you're going to find somebody who's interested enough and has the means and the connections to get it done.
I think I even have the what do they call it, like a step file.
You were mentioning you had a PDF or something of the shape.
Yeah, I think I have the step file that somebody used for like a 3D printer.
That would be
the same.
Then you're done. That's the
half the work is done there. Half the work is done.
Yeah.
Welcome, Lori Johnson. Aloha to Casey and Josh.
Thanks for joining.
Stacy likes playing with that silicone stuff here. Where's he at?
Oh yeah.
He makes his own gold mats.
Sure. That make it easy to release the material out of the mat. Just stretch it out, wash it out.
Hell yeah! And gold sticks to silicone. Well.
Time is it here? 11:49.
10:49.
Yeah.
12:49 your place, Jericho. But 2 hours all of a sudden.
It says 11:49 on my phone and my laptop.
10:49.
Here.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he's farther west than I am,
read the clock.
and he's got Eastern Standard Time. I think it's the funniest shit ever.
You guys are gonna miss the first hour of the Super Bowl when it comes on.
Yeah.
When's the game start, Joe?
I think probably around 6:30 or so.
Oh.
Well, I will not be watching. There's going to be a lot of YouTuber anti-football channels going on, and I said, hey, I don't care about either of the teams that are in it.
I only watch it for the commercials, man. The commercials and the halftime show, because that's what's going to be all over the media tomorrow.
I hope it's good. I just want to watch the halftime show. I don't care about the playing. But it is pretty cool that mom that has the two kids, one on each team, this is going to be an exciting day for her.
Yeah, she wins either way.
Oh, so there is.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, she has a jersey that she had made that is like divided between the two teams and has each number. And then there's a picture of her standing with both boys. So either way, she wins today, but either way, one of her kids loses. So it's like, ooh. How do you cheer? You're just like, yay, all the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, she's got a favorite son. She's secretly rooting for one of them. Yeah, it's 6:50 p.m. in Amsterdam right now.
Wow.
So the game
The
game must be already going there in Amsterdam. You got to watch.
We had a nice little fireworks show.
When I lived over in Mongolia, I was the other side of the date line. I was exactly 12 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. So I used to joke with people that I could tell you the hockey scores before they knew. And every once in a while, people would say, really? No, not really.
So Speed Painter Mike is the treasure guide over on Instagram. And tell us about that.
Yeah, gosh, I've been doing that, just following along in some of my prospecting adventures there for a long time. Stopped doing it for a while. Actually had someone hack me, and after that I was like, oh, that's, and then I got back on recently. I've always loved map making, and I do a ton of research and stuff, obviously for the gold prospecting. And so I kind of turned it into a little hobby of making maps, and now I've been selling those maps too.
He's got some crazy cool maps that you need on your wall, Jim.
But and I got a lot of old maps from over the years that I started printing too. I got a printer I could print them off on, and I love, where I'm at. We've got the geologic folios of the Sierra Nevadas created in the 1890s, and I've collected them over the years. And man, they're amazing. They've led me to some patches of gold and spots that you would never know they're there because they're well outside the known gold areas. But
in
1890, Waldemar Lindgren and some of these guys mapped them out. And I remember one I walked to, and it took me a little while to get on the gold, but I couldn't believe the workings they had there, and I never had any idea gold was out there. And sure enough, got there, and after about a day of searching, got onto the gold, and I don't know, it produced probably 20-25 ounces of gold now out of there.
Wow.
And yeah, you never know what you're going to find on those things. Shows all the old town sites and stuff that you'd never know were in some spots.
What part of California are you in?
Currently, I'm in Northern California, Nevada County. I grew up down in Southern California, and a lot of my prospecting has been done down in the deserts of Southern California.
Nice.
A little bit of Arizona.
How far apart we are, because I'm guessing you get 12 hours in if you're northern. So.
Yeah, I'm up in northern, but in the winter, it's fun to take trips down there towards eastern Riverside, San Bernardino County. So not too, still a few hours away from Phoenix, but.
How close
are you a Yuba professional?
Oh, go ahead.
I missed. Did you say something to me, Jericho?
I asked if you've been on the Yuba.
Oh yeah. my brother owns an old mine along the Yuba, and I found quite a lot of gold along the Yuba and its tributaries.
Nice.
Yeah, talking about old maps, when I drove Route 66 back in 2014, I guess, early 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up spending about a week down around Tombstone. Okay, I'll admit 1 hour of that was for the gunfight. But the rest of the week was for the mining history, you know. And once the locals learned that, they were saying, well, you know, go talk to Pete or go talk to Dave and this kind of thing. And I ended up kicking around the desert for a while with this old prospector, and it was fun as hell.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just sharing stories and looking at stuff and out on his claims. And he introduced me to a lawyer who was like 85 years old. And this lawyer had these map drawers, and he said, and he was pulling out these old claim maps, and he pulled out a claim map for the Matty Blaylock mine, which was owned by Wyatt Earp. And he says, this is an original claim map.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, and he laid it on the table. And so I've laid my hands on a map that perhaps one of the Earp brothers touched.
Oh,
You know,
certainly.
And I thought, wow, I mean, just the history of that
Yeah.
is so fantastic that
Oh.
you can't. How do you qualify that? You know, I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
awesome.
qualify it at all. But
Hey, Charlie.
it was really
Wow.
cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time all the way down. Who knew that Missouri had enormous like lead mines and zinc mines and stuff like that? I went on big tours down Joplin and stuff like that, and then the ghost towns all through New Mexico and stuff like that. It was just absolutely amazing.
Oh,
Great
sounds-
trip. I'd love to do it again.
Hmm.
Bring the kids this time and let them learn something.
Yeah.
So I had a
Uh-oh.
fun time
What are you
yesterday.
going to show us, Josh? What'd you say, Mike?
Oh, I didn't say anything. Sorry.
I did. I said I had a pretty fun time yesterday.
Yeah, Charlie was out magnet fishing with a bunch of crazy people from Kratos Magnetics.
Yeah, I was out there with Danny Dip, Badger Exploration,
Diving with Scuba Steve.
Diving with Scuba Steve, and
Rusty Magnetics.
Chris Maybe from Maybe Adventures. He was out there too.
Claybert show up?
Yeah, Claybert was there. We ended up meeting up with him at the same spot that they went to for New Year's.
Nice. So is it true Claybert's always late?
No, we were late this time because they had to come pick me up.
Oh. So you had to
Charlie.
find some good stuff?
Last weekend we did, but this weekend there was just so many magnets that like I threw that 1100 you gave me, Jericho, and it literally like I had the rope tied around me so I wouldn't lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw that magnet out and the rope went tight and then it went loop, and that's where like trying to pull it in with the current and everything, it was moving towards other people's magnets, so I didn't get much magnet fishing done.
Ah, you're playing Untangle my Magnet?
Yeah. It was playing, I think I got something. Nope, just your magnet.
You got two people pulling against each other.
Super powerful magnet then, huh?
Yeah, we got 1100. His is 1100.
And
Wow.
the one that I was close to was a 2400 clamp. And
Wow.
you get those together. If you do it in the air, you got to be careful because when they snap together, you can lose a finger.
Yes.
Wow.
Mine's a 3600 Titan, and it can pick up a small car if you got a.
Have you got to attach them to your truck to pull them apart, or how the hell do you get them apart?
So if what we do is we'll slide it a little bit and then try to get a fulcrum point with the crowbar or put something in between them non-ferrous to get it to pop. If you can get a little lip you can get it in there. You can make them pop apart.
If you can't get them to move, then yeah, it's either come along in a tree with another rope tied around another tree, or 2 trucks. Yeah.
Wow.
And then you've also got to be careful when you're pulling them apart that the magnet doesn't go flying and smash through the window of the truck that you're using. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So no pew-pews yesterday, though.
no pew-pews yesterday. But I do have an awesome premiere coming up for the 2 weekends ago with Badger Exploration, and then I think I've got a little bit of footage because just with so many people there, it's like jumping around and being like, "Oh, here, let me help you pull that big piece of metal out," or "Let me help you get that up," because some of the stuff that we were pulling out in a couple of locations that we went to, there was some massive stuff down in the water. And I mean, like the biggest thing that we pulled out the other day, it took like 3 of us just to get it up out of the water. But it was like an old piece of grate, but it still had a bunch of like brick inside the metal framework of the door. It was like a brick door with a metal frame on it.
Wow.
My coolest find was a magazine from a 380 I found in Milwaukee. That was like my 3rd throw, and then a shotgun shell.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've always wanted to try it, and I've never tried it.
Oh, if you want to try magnet fishing, hit up the Kratos link on my About page and use Hercules 12 to get 12% off. You can get the magnet he used for less than $65 with shipping. Comes with a grappling hook, rope, bag, everything.
A set of gloves, Loctite for your magnet, so you can put your anchor points in and keep them locked in place. Wow. And it even comes with a cool Kratos magnetic sticker.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, so we got any big plans coming up, Mike? Going prospecting or?
Oh, I'm trying to get out here this week somewhere.
Now, you were talking about you print maps. So do you have any maps of the Virginia Gold Rush era?
I probably have a few in my collection. Yeah, I'll see if I can send you one.
I might have to hit you up. I'll say hit you up. I got some. I'm a digital collector of information. Rock Butcher and I went through and I looked at the 1800s, 1700s maps, and then I tried to correlate them into today's timeline. And then I sent him the location of 4 known mines, and then he sat and gave me and Old Eagle about 2-hour live geology exploration using the mineral maps online, and it was amazing. Like,
oh yeah, I had a great time that day. That was I've been telling Rockwood he should do a live broadcast of that because it was so interesting, especially around where people like we're going down there. I'm pretty familiar with the area. I've been down there, but plan to go again, and it was excellent just finding out about all those things.
Yeah, I still haven't had a chance to look at North Carolina and see if they've got an interactive map that I can pull into GIS. I've been doing this stuff for that Liberty Star Mining, so hopefully here the next day or two I can take the time. It doesn't take long to do. It's just
if you weren't on so many live streams all the time, then you could get this stuff done. You know what I mean?
Or curling. He's been to the. Are you going to be in the Olympics or what?
It'd help if I was getting paid to do it. None of us are getting paid. You have to. You got to prioritize things. There's the things you're being paid to do, and then there's the things that your buddies all wish you could help them out with. And it's like,
you know what I'm going to do for you, Rock Butcher?
Whatever
Canadian coins that I come across down here in the lower 48, I'm going to send them to you.
Enough to buy a cup of coffee. Thank you very much, Joe. That'd be great.
Or at least get you a Molson.
Yeah, that'll get you about 5 minutes on the clock, Joe.
All right, I'm switching cameras and getting some fresh air.
Can't live without
So
Oh, I'll get her done. Don't worry
like
about
an
it.
all-day thing. We have a part of. We were trying to do a little skit, but first coffee and rock. So we would just be sitting there drinking coffee and talking rock. And, it's kind of like, man, 6 kids, we keep interrupting it. But hey, if we catch the morning like this, we won't have any worries.
Yeah.
So what's it? What's it? 10 o'clock over there by you?
Yeah,
It's
it's
about
11.
10, 11, yeah.
5. Yeah.
Hey, Rob, if you go up to the spring dirt fling with us, I think you could probably buy a magnet there, bud. If you're not willing to buy one online.
And
The other-
Jericho, when it
The other
again?
option. Sorry.
He'll be back in a sec. He's switching cameras.
The other
Oh, okay.
option, Rob, is get yourself one of those preloaded credit cards from like Walmart,
Yeah,
and put $100 or $75 or something on it, and no car. We got 2 feet, right?
Some sidewalk slapper action.
Yeah, that's it. Take
the
the black
shovel out of
Cadillacs,
there.
man. Put your combat boots on and go. And just buy one of those and then use that online, and that works just fine. And that doesn't impact your. I think the only thing you got to put into it up here in Canada, anyway, the only thing we got to put on is our postal code or zip code, so you can purchase online. That's it.
Or you can hit up somebody that that says, "Hey, send me the money. I'll order you a magnet, and then I'll ship it to you."
Yeah, you could do that too.
We have a couple of people that are they're anti-establishment. They don't want digital currency. They don't want any credit cards, anything like that. They feel that holding the gold and the silver in their hand, holding the money in their hand that's where it's at.
Yeah. Well, you always have that value if you have the gold or the silver. You have the paper. The way they're printing money these days, you're not going to have much value left.
Oh,
You gotta have
I
access.
can already tell you
Yeah.
the value of the dollar is gone. You can just look at like currency exchange rates to other countries and stuff like that from the U.S. Where
I was
it used to
reading-
be where you would get $1.50 of the other currency. Now you're getting only 75 cents of that currency versus where you would be getting $1.50. It's already halved as much as what it currently is.
Yeah.
I was reading I saw a video yesterday about them talking that they're thinking about taking the US dollar off of the oil industry's way of purchasing oil.
Yeah, they want to go to the gold standard.
They want to go to the union or something like that. Some kind of I think it's Chinese money or something like that, or over there somewhere, some kind of Eastern European money. And if that happens, it's going to be the collapse of the dollar.
Well, it's going to. They say that they're going to
force everybody to buy oil in dollars right now, and if they go to another standard, if they go to another standard, that's going to take the rug right out from underneath the dollar.
Yep.
The Chinese yuan could very well do that.
Yuan, that's it.
Whenever they want to do it, they'll do it.
Yeah. They've been talking about it, but now there's talk about it again,
Yeah. Yeah, when I was over in Asia, I we benefited over there because there's extremely high inflation rates, interest rates, sorry, and so we could do things like locking you take $1,000 and you lock it in the local currency, and you'd make 16% if you were willing to lock it in for a year. And The US dollar, I think it was like 7% if you locked it in for a year, which was, I mean, that's just fantastic. Lock it into the bank for a year. But the yuan was also like 12%. And I thought about it quite a bit, like, because I made a lot of money when I sold my company over there. And I, parceled away chunks and invested it here and there. And I was really thinking about investing in the Chinese yuan. But the issue there is that the government in China wants to keep the yuan low, artificially low, because it helps with business, right? Everybody wants to buy from China, and their dollar is stronger than yuan, right? So the government keeps it artificially low. So I put mine into US dollars, and I made quite a lot. And I put the rest of it into the local currency, and I lost my shirt because the local currency, declined over time. So I kind of came out in the middle. But I'd be afraid of the Chinese yuan, man. It's America's got to get its feet back underneath it and get some gold back in Fort Knox. Otherwise,
yeah. Well, a lot of all this stuff is like the outsourcing, and then all the debt gets collected.
That's it.
And when you have those, it's like, what conditions are you going to put your people in? Keep that dollar low, keep your currency high. So you know what I mean?
Joe Biden just increased our debt ceiling.
Yeah. You have all the, the lazy people in the country that don't do anything. So it's kind of
don't get me started on
hurting America, hurting all of us actually.
You know what it is.
Gary, that's probably not a bad decision.
They waste so much money. It's unbelievable. It's like taking it and burning it. They burn it and then they print some more. They burn it and print some more.
You got to see our prime minister up here in Canada. I mean, he's just giving money away. He's buying votes. And it's like not even for things that affect most Canadians. It's like, oh, there's this small group, 5% of Canadians are affected by this. Oh, let's give them $1 billion, and or whatever. And it goes on and on and on. And like I've told Charlie and Jericho, I mean, man, if I was sitting in that oak chair, all that shit would stop. And every single gold mining company in Canada would start paying its corporate taxes in bullion. And that bullion would go into the mint and it would sit there, And
that is a smart idea.
Yeah.
That's it. Because it's homegrown, it's coming in anyway. Put it in the mint and then just work out what you're, how to get around all that cash that you would otherwise be missing, right?
But see, doing that too, it puts more into the money that you physically have versus where like all this money is going where now.
That's it. It adds value.
Just to line the fat cat's pockets.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to. Where if you put it into the mint and into the economy of the money that you're actually spending, your money is going to be worth more.
That's right. You're adding value to the dollars that are out there already. So
right. Then you have all the coins that they're making now. It's all like zinc, right? Gold plated, silver plated, copper plated, zinc. Yeah, just garbage. It's not even valuable.
But the fact that they're all basically promissory notes. It depends. Some promissory notes are on paper. Some are made out of zinc, right? And the fact that they're actually backed by physical gold, whether you're on a gold standard or not, means a lot, Like you look at China and the amount of gold, they've been buying gold for the last 25 years en masse and buying, and they're not selling it. So,
and then they said something about China buying up some land here in the U.S. as well.
They have been, yeah.
I think on the gold standard,
the Chinese tried to buy out when I was working at the Doris mine up in Nunavut, which has an open water port to the Arctic Ocean, and a Chinese company tried to buy that gold mine. And the Canadian Securities Commission and the RCMP did a deep dive investigation on these guys and said, no, this transaction will not go forward. And because the next thing there would have been a Chinese naval base in northern Canada.
Well, you know what they do here? It's been ongoing for a while, but these companies from China or Japan or wherever they are that's buying up all the land and stuff in the States here, they'll come in and buy like a 75-story building in Lower Manhattan, and they'll bring in their own people to do the work on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a lot of controversy with all the unions here in New York, the electric, the electricians, the plumbers, the carpenters, the masons, and all of that.
Yeah.
That they're taking the work away, and that and there's not a damn thing they can do about it. I own the building. I'm going to bring in my own people to do it, and they pay them coolie wages too.
That's it. They tried to buy coal mines here in Canada, out west in Alberta, and because I'm a geologist, like I get all these job notifications all the time, different projects, and I'm on these networking sites where I see different companies and what they're doing, and they were trying to hire coal miners to satisfy Canadian requirements. You have to, right? You got to list the job. You got to say you have to be able to do this job. You have to be able to do this. And one of the requirements was and speak Mandarin. Right now, like there's a pile of laid off coal miners on the East Coast that could do every single one of those things except for the last line. Right. And the Canadian government turned around and said, no, sorry, guys, this is effed. You're not doing it.
Yeah.
But that's how China works, man. It's not like jump in and like Russia's doing with Ukraine right now. It's just the Chinese, it's just like little by little by little by little by little.
Yeah, they're taking small bites. And then by the time you realize what's going on, half your cake is gone.
Yeah.
My daughter just chirped from the kitchen. No, Sarah, the British did it at gunpoint. The Chinese are doing it differently. I'm getting a political education from a grade 10 student. Yeah.
Milwaukee Matt says they're buying balloons over there.
Yeah.
We had Taiwan come in. They're building this huge power plant, so they bring all their equipment, all their stuff. Like I'm telling you, probably 10 square miles that they're building this plant, and
like a mile up the road.
Yeah, it's just a mile up the road, and it's all
gonna be huge.
I believe it's all Taiwan. It's all outsourcing everything.
Taiwan's a different story, but
they're kind of partners with us, right? More so than I think so.
So Charlie, how'd you do? Did you get anything worthwhile or what out there?
I got some footage.
Oh, all right. You gonna put that up soon or what?
Yeah, I still got to get everything edited together from today, and then I still have stuff from like 2 weeks ago that I did with Elijah that I got to post all that yet too, and just getting everything edited together and put everything together. I didn't get much footage from this weekend because there was just so much running around and helping people pull things up and do things like that. Elijah was doing the same thing. He was running all over and trying to help everybody get their magnets out of the water once they were pulling up some big items and stuff. So yeah, there wasn't much footage, but there's enough footage between everybody that was there that if you go and check it out, you'll be able to see everything.
Nice. Did you use that 1100 you got?
Yes, I did. And my first throw, I threw it out and it literally pulled the line completely tight and then dropped into the water.
You threw it too hard.
It's a small magnet.
What, it broke the
Oh,
line?
man, big man.
No, it didn't break the line. Like
We
I
need to
threw it
get you a
out,
bigger
it went
magnet,
tight.
Charlie.
I went tight, like, and I had a
Or a
120
longer
rope.
line.
I had a 120-foot rope that came with a magnet, and I chucked that fucker out there all the way, and it went boom, and then right down into the water.
We need to get Charlie either a big magnet or a longer line.
Well, if
What
I
a
had a
bigger
longer
magnet.
line, I would have thrown it all the way across the river.
Well,
Did you
gotta
lose it?
No, I still have it.
compose yourself, Charlie.
No. Mike, do you got one of your maps printed off that you can show us, or?
Well, I don't know how to bring it up for you on here, but
Oh, you won't be
have
able to
them
do
in
it
my-
up on the phone.
let me see if I've got one in the closet here.
Did you see Hercules Alert, Joe?
I'm just reading. No, I didn't.
Yeah, he jumped up and tapped my head a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just got your email or your message. Yeah.
Let's see, I do have one here. I'll flip my camera around so you can see it.
All right, so settings, camera more, and then it'll let you use the rear camera.
All right.
Let's see.
Oh, nope. I'm just gonna flip the phone around.
All right.
21.
All right. So here's
Oh, cool.
here's one of those maps. This one's of mostly El Dorado County.
Cool beans.
You can see right there, Coloma. So that's where the gold rush started with Marshall's discovery. Shows some auriferous gravels and the hydro pit.
Is that 1 to 250,000 scale or?
I don't remember what this scale is. This map didn't print completely. That's why I had it sitting here. I think it's in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Looks about right.
based off of an 1890 topo, and then I think the map was made 1894. And let's see, I could see all the drift mines and different veins they got here. I know some amazing crystalline gold that came from this area from a friend of mine. Just absolutely incredible stacked pyramids.
Well, these maps are pretty big.
Yep,
Yeah,
they're pretty
not
big.
Wall hangers.
They're pretty big.
I love looking at those. I live off of those kind of things, you know.
Yeah.
And like I'm from the old school, like new school now, you can just import all of that into a computer.
Yep.
And you can kind of turn it in 3D and you can look at it, you can figure out what's going on if you're good. And like where I grew up, it was like, okay, you take that map and then you have another one, you know, on another layer, and here's my layer of geochemistry and here's my layer of geophysics. And you kind of had to sort of look at all three of them, and you had to do it all in your brain. Your brain was the computer, you know? And yeah, I love that stuff, man. I could sit there and look at that for days and come up with all kinds of interesting stuff. Like I've seen guys with YouTube channels where they're showing, you know, underground map, like their drift maps and that kind of stuff, and their stope maps.
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, okay, well, there's a winds and there's a draw and there's a draw point and here's here's where they've stoped up and here's where it's gone through. And well, clearly they've either missed something here or there simply wasn't anything there, or there's a fault offset. And and I love looking at. I could spend all day looking at maps.
Me too. I do a lot of times. That map there. One of the other things that's so good for is it shows all the old town sites.
Yeah.
And you know, people who want to go out coin hunting, bottle hunting, or something, you'd never know a lot of these spots were there, except that the map was made when they were still in existence 120 years ago.
Yeah, nowadays there's just be a couple of little flat spots on the side of the hills here and there, and that's where there was actually an old shack, you know.
Yep. Yeah. Nowadays, you go through there. Usually, what you'll see is like maybe some rock stacked and what do you call this, wood stove pieces.
Mhm.
A lot of times they left those behind.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that map is awesome, and I'm definitely gonna hit you up to see what you
I'll
got.
I'll send you some.
And then I'll be able to hang them up on the war room at Scorpion Metals. Silver Scorpion and I are going to be doing an insane collaboration, and we'll be making our channel rounds out of gold, silver, brass, copper, aluminum, but then also be able to make people shirts, and then to have that in our back, like behind us on the wall, the maps of all the gold rush spots. That'll be awesome.
Hey, Jericho, speaking of that, I asked Silver Scorpion last night on his premiere, and he didn't answer the question. But those rounds,
yes, sir.
Are you manufacturing those rounds?
I believe he bought the rounds and then lasered them to make them with the image.
So you can buy a round with a knurled edge.
Yes.
But a clear
blank. Yep. Like I have a source of silver blanks, but it's not cost effective, really, to buy them from them. The blank is $37.50 with shipping for an ounce, so that's already above spot. And then you got to pay for the lasering, which is going to be another $15 to $20 to do a custom. Put your logo on a coin, which
so
it's worth it for you to keep.
You need a machine that'll cut blanks and a machine that'll knurl the edges.
Yep.
And what do those cost?
I'll probably get 100,000, 200,000.
No.
To do it in bulk, I'm sure you can get like a mill.
I'm sure you can get one that'll do one at a time. It's
that'd be about
like the old
80,000.
Was the rock chucker, reloading press where you're doing them one at a time, But the knurled edge thing, I think, would be a bit of a trick.
Mm-hmm.
To get that raised edge around the outside of the coin with the knurl all the way around it. I don't know.
Well, we're going to start out.
You know why they have those knurled edges?
Yeah, so people don't trim the coins. Yeah.
Yeah. I just recently found that out.
So he's buying the blanks as they are with the knurled edges already on them. Yeah. No, it's a really neat concept you guys have got going there, Jericho. I really liked it. It was really interesting. There's Silver Scorpion in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And like Jericho was saying, the silver's really expensive.
It's not that it's cool. You get one, it's cool for you, but there's no way you can mass produce silver rounds like in that instance with the blanks unless you casted the silver yourself.
How many are you really talking about? Like 200, 300?
Yeah.
Something like that, it wouldn't take you a long time to produce by hand, right?
Right.
Like, I think it's a fantastic idea. And I was thinking, as soon as I saw him show that coin, I was thinking, hell with the poker chips, man. I want to make my channel. I want to give everybody one of those things.
Right. And if we can get it with the cheaper metals, like the copper, the brass, where it's a couple bucks for the round, and then you throw your thing on there for $20. That'd be your big month giveaway thing, or
you can go old Spanish style and make them like a cob, and then just stamp it.
Yeah, that's it. Just get a form, and then put the thing on top and hit it with a hammer, and bing, there you got your coin.
Now we're gonna do a solid gold eagle for Gold Eagle. We've already we've been talking to him. We're gonna take some gold. We're gonna put it in a round, and then we're gonna laser the Gold Eagle on there. He's gonna have his own Gold Eagle.
Gotcha.
He'll be over there.
I would, if I had my own gold coin, I wouldn't stop showing it.
Oh yeah, that's
Right?
Yep. And then what we're going to do is, so you can get one for you and market it on your channel as a custom made, and the others can order them then from us, and then we'd send you for a couple of dollars of each that is ordered, and we'd send it in silver to you.
All right, sounds good.
That would be cool.
Like merch.
Yeah.
I almost got enough.
Well, you already got enough to do 2 ounces at least from the look of the jars. Let's blow it up again so we can see. I bet you got about 2.5, 3 ounces there. There's about 2 in the one. I'd say close to 3 ounces.
The other ones. These are the nuggets. These ones. Here.
Oh, okay. So you got about 2 ounces maybe.
And when I was out metal detecting, I used to find copper a lot, around not
like copper nuggets or
not nuggets so much. I never really found much of those. Friends did, but just scrap copper from old, wire from old town sites and stuff like that. And used to cast the bars out of them. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's melt it down and make a cool little thing.
Yeah, if you're up in the UP, you can get you some real raw copper nuggets.
Yeah.
There's Metal Detect the UP, and there's hundreds of places you can go and find you raw natural copper nuggets like that.
Oh,
that is cool.
That's I didn't find that, but a friend of mine found that and gave it to me.
When you melt down that copper, do you have to put any additives in there like they do with gold?
No. That's the copper wire. If you're doing the nuggets, maybe refine it a bit, but that was the copper wire that I was making the bars out of.
So you just melted it down and made the bar and poured it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It just it oxidizes right away, and then you just polish it up, and it stays like that pretty good for a while. The nugget, you could imagine, one of my friends who gave me this one, he was in a gold district in Arizona, finding gold nuggets, and then started popping out a few copper nuggets. Got a little excited thinking that this was a gold nugget.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I would too.
little letdown.
Did you say Arizona?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know which region he got that one in.
That's nice.
You can check on the rock hounding thing, and it'll tell you where to go to find copper nuggets.
Yeah.
Probably Globe, Miami, Superior. Like they have the Ray mine and the Morenci mine all up in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's where I go up towards like Luna, New Mexico, Arizona border to get Luna agate. So
okay.
On the same one, that's where I go to get my azurite, my malachite, my chrysocolla.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I go outsource and get some that I can't get here in the States, I can get something like Africa. But I don't go to Africa. I just go to the show and get it.
Yeah. I got this little silver specimen from the show last week in Tucson.
Oh, you were in Tucson? I just went yesterday. Yeah, I went out there yesterday and got me a bunch of malachite and a bag of geodes.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably actually go over there and even cut a geode.
Today is the last day of the Tucson show, and Dave from Gold Bay has got an awesome display and a cool giveaway going on over there. So if you're able to get to the Tucson
Sarah
today, it'll be awesome. Yeah, so Greg said if you want, like say you're going to make consistent coins for your channel, we'll be able to get a stamped CNC cut of your design and then be able to stamp rounds. Initial setup will cost more, but in the long run, the more coins you order, the less it'll cost.
In the long run, it'll pay for itself for sure.
Yeah. So we'll be able to do that as well. But for the one-offs, like say I want to do my round logo, then we do one of those on silver. Well, then next time, also we'll laser that. But then say next time I want to actually do like just the Team Hercules rounds. What I'll do is I will
there you go, Kirk Warrington.
Pop out the Team Hercules rounds with the stamp. Oh,
just about broke my laptop.
Oh no! There
That's
you
a
go.
heavy-
Weighs
that's a
about
pretty
pound.
nugget.
I just dropped it on the keyboard. God knows what's going to happen next time I type.
You should show them that pyrite. That's what it reminded me of.
All right.
We got some fool's gold.
No, I want to get some of the pyritized gastropods. We got Butterfingers Jim over there.
Butterfingers Jim going on.
That's a slippery sucker.
Yeah, everything's all
Some
over the
bitch
place.
slippery. So,
Sorry,
Casey, how much does he drive you crazy over the rocks?
Oh my gosh, you guys! I can't say anything yet.
Then
So
my buddy Wisco Detects in the house. What's going on? He's over here and he's over in southeastern Wisconsin. He's a metal detector enthusiast.
Hello.
nice. Did you get it? He's trying to find it right now.
That nugget's trying to jump out of Rock Butcher's hand through the computer into Kirk Warrington's.
Right?
But also, what's your favorite rock that you personally have picked?
Me?
Yep. So we ask him because we know he's the rock nut, but now
Yeah.
he's the nut and you're the noob. So what's
Yeah.
your favorite rock?
Yeah, I know. Oh wait.
Oh,
Look,
wow.
A
Man.
pyrite. Now, what do you want for that? So, is that for sale? Is that on the list of people can buy it, or
We could go.
We're gonna do a duck race with it.
We could do a duck race, or we could do a sale. However, how we can work on it.
so? For what's your duck races, and then what's your bin price?
The price on these, I would say, like $40-50.
40 or $50. All right. Well, I want one. You just pick one and set it aside, and we'll work that out later.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll put that. And I also had a question on this.
I feel like this helps. I don't know. Does that help, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks
but-
like you're gonna smack him in the mouth. It's funny.
Yeah, but I don't know what it is. It seems to be like it's kind of got like a pyrite to brass or
We have to wait
something.
for Jim to come back, I think, for that one, unless Mike wants to take a stab at it. Or
I mean, yeah, just the color.
Yeah,
of
I'm here. We're just showing kids out the door. Wow, that's pretty cool.
now, what is it?
We don't know.
Brass.
It's light though.
Real light.
It's
Right.
not heavy. It's in comparison to this. This is probably twice as heavy as this one,
Yeah.
but it's just a golden luster, but more like brass.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even brass you'd expect to be a little
How much,
heavier.
how much do you think that weighs?
I don't even know.
Just take a guess. A pound, a half a pound?
Maybe half a pound.
I'll bet
Maybe.
you
No.
it might be
I would
slag. If it's half a pound,
Maybe a couple ounces, maybe.
That's what I
it's
think.
probably slag.
Slag for
Black.
what, Jim?
Iron
That
ore
is-
slag. It's just
But
got,
if I
it's
would-
got sulfide in the slag. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Still a
It
cool
looks
piece,
classy.
though.
Yeah, pretty neat, but I don't even know what it is, son. I'm just.
Where
Is
did
that the
you
way
get
it
it from?
came out of the ground, or it's been polished up, or
It looks like to me it's been polished up. I don't even know where it came from, honestly. It just
Yeah.
showed up some.
is it magnetic?
I don't think so.
What?
I don't even have a.
Magnet?
No, let me see if I
A
can.
fridge magnet on it.
Yeah, I have a magnet in my bag here. Let me see.
So back to the question. I think my favorite is Diamond Point because I like the digging. I like
Okay.
finding imitation diamonds.
So you want to dig to find your treasure, not just
Yeah,
surface
my-
dig.
So I don't mind rock hounding, but my husband likes to go from when the sun comes out till the sun goes down. I'm like 2 hours, and I'm like, I found everything you need. You know, like I'm mission complete. So That's
Yeah,
the difference.
no, see, I'm in the same boat as him. I'll go out in the morning and spend the whole entire day doing what I'm doing.
yeah, and
No,
then
he's a liar. He's a liar. This sumbitch is like, hey, so we're gonna get up for breakfast. It's 3:00 in the morning. Charlie's showered, TV's on. He's like, all right, he's got all his stuff by the door, ready to take it to the car. We only got to
What-
drive 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's dark. and we're still outside. And then he's like, "Hey, I got these lights we can set up over here."
That is my husband right there. That is my husband. We've even
and then we would go until 3 o'clock in the morning until
21 hours later.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then
all of our kids are
production. It's throughput.
The sun's starting to come up, so we might as well just keep going.
Let's start a fire for breakfast on the creek.
Rob Wiedemann says he can't believe they got that pyrite shaped into a heart like that. Rob, I'll be back in a sec. I'm gonna go get something downstairs from my.
So he didn't. He bought this, so he wasn't the one who did it. So,
but still cool.
Yeah, it's still awesome.
Really great shape, though.
They colloquially, whoever the hell did it, did an awesome job.
They did a great job.
I think, what is it, aluminum oxide wheel or something like that would shape that, but I got like tons of hearts.
Yeah, he makes lots of hearts.
You got the natural heart we found on the side of the creek?
I haven't cleaned the van out yet. I'm waiting for it to get warmer.
This is like kind of a natural one that I just kind of shaped a little better. Like tried to leave it as original as possible. And then
you should maybe put that in.
No, it just needs wash. It's just dusty. That one's like a botryoidal chalcedony agate. And then this one.
You're nasty. Do you guys lick rocks too?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they
How
froze.
else can you tell if there's gold there or not? You gotta lick the rock. And see
or you got to see if it's shiny. Little dirt don't hurt.
I'm like, bring a spray bottle.
There's all kinds of police action. I got to take a picture of this. You unfroze before I could get a picture. Casey, you looked hilarious there for a second. She's like,
great. How long did that stick on the live video where people didn't see me looking all silly?
About 30
like 3 seconds.
But
what do you do, right?
Yeah, these pyrite hearts are amazing.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, I did it for a friend. She was in a bind. I bought a whole collection from her.
How heavy do you think that pyrite heart is?
Oh, this thing is like
a pound and a half, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a pound. It's heavy.
It's heavy.
So if I'm gonna put that on a pimp chain, then I better get some Lincoln log style.
Oh,
dude, you have like these trapped like before you know it. You'd be hanging that on your neck and be like,
okay, but if you wear this, you need to be in like a rap video. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, Silver Scorpion and I are looking to meet Ice Cube this summer. So
okay, so you need to have this around your neck when you do, because then you'll have like class with them. You know?
All right.
Yeah, like street
Make
cred.
sure that you put the anchor point in the crack of the heart, because otherwise it just wouldn't look right.
So you're saying don't put it upside down. So it looks like a ball sack hanging.
I didn't even think of that.
I've made this is
that's sweet.
That's a piece of petrified wood from the petrified forest up north. And then I just put it on a piece of wood and grinded it down, like angle grinded it, you know. So
that's all one piece?
This is all one piece. This is wood. This is real wood. This is petrified wood.
Yeah.
Oh.
That used to be my little when I am a stay-at-home mom now, but when I worked, that sat on my desk.
Sat on her desk, and her hearts, and like my kids made the.
Oh, we lost them now.
Oh, they're back. Oh,
yeah. This is like my first thing. That
this is like
oh, they're gone again.
Yeah, I think
Kids
the
are getting
internet
on the
is
internet.
crapping up.
Kids are getting on the internet.
Yeah, Weeds and Geezer's a Valentine's baby.
Rob's here. Maybe I should open that curtain. But I mean, that's the way we're used to seeing pyrite, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cube from good size cube.
That's beautiful.
That is a gorgeous piece.
Yep.
That's cut, no?
No, that's the crystalline form.
That's a natural.
So then you get pyrite like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And
cool.
the miner on top it's very unusual to find this in geological circumstance, but it's far more common to find it in a rock shop.
Yeah. I like the way you put them.
He's having
Man.
fun up there.
The likeness is striking.
But Rob, here's the one that I wanted to show you. You were saying, how do they get it into that form? Take a peek at this. That's pure mica.
Huh.
Different.
Looks like a clam.
It is a clam.
Oh, okay. I'm on it.
And it's not only is it a clam, it's a clam that still exists today in nature. It did not go extinct.
So somebody shaped that, or that was
Nope,
that's
is
a
natural
fossilized replacement?
that is a fossil.
There we go.
Wow. Oh, Josh.
I have
And it's pure pyrite. Now,
Oh.
so when
So is
you
it like
look
the pyritized gastropods I
when
can
you,
get in
when you
Galena?
look at pyritized, this would be a bivalve.
Yeah.
When you look at the fossilization process, all right, you have to ask, is there oxygen or is there no oxygen? So if there is oxygen, like close to surface, and it gets covered by a bunch of mud in a flood or whatever, then you will get like a calcite fossil or maybe a silica fossil like petrified wood. I heard you guys talk about just as I was coming upstairs.
Yeah.
If you're in an anoxic environment, like a swamp, where there is no oxygen at the bottom of the swamp, then what you have is you've got bacteria that produce sulfur. And instead of replacing the organic matter with silica or carbonate, it replaces it with sulfides. And
That's how you get the pyritized fossils.
is how you get a pyritized fossil.
Yeah.
So that is like the pyritized gastropods in Galena, Illinois that I can find.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically to be the same thing.
Yeah,
Not
it's the same
but
thing. It's
similar.
formed in a anoxic environment, an environment where there was no oxygen at all. So the coolest, I mean, this is a pretty damn cool fossil. You got to admit.
Again.
The coolest one I've ever seen was a fossilized frog.
Wow.
Which still looked like a frog. And it was completely pyrite. And a buddy of mine,
What's up, Bowman?
he got that from Spain. And it's like, it's a frog, but it's pyrite.
That's cool.
Well, I mean, it's a smushed frog. You could tell it's a frog. You know what I mean? And, yeah, that's super, super cool.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have this. So we have a spot up here in, I guess what would it be? Payson, Strawberry, Happy Jack, out northern Arizona, and this is a brachiopod fossil. There's coral.
They're everywhere out there.
They're everywhere. This is like the perfect one. This is a silica-based one, but there was a whole reef of, what used to be an underwater reef that was ancient. Yeah, this is an ancient brachiopod fossil.
That's really cool.
That is.
Yeah,
They're like
everywhere.
Like peppers.
This is the next one, but I've had.
They've etched it with hydrochloric, eh? They've etched it with hydrochloric to get the carbonate out and leave the silica behind.
Right.
Ooh, good
yeah.
idea.
Because inside of these, they're so big inside they are crystallized.
Mm-hmm.
So there's crystals in a lot of them.
Yeah.
And then I have a big boulder, with all the different types of coral and limestone. So then you could spray that. I'll spray that with the muriatic acid or to eat it out, and then I'll just neutralize it with baking soda. Good to go.
Yeah. So, Josh and Casey, I hear you guys are going to be going live and doing some duck races for some rocks and crystals and gems and stuff like that here starting. Now you're going to look at every week, every other week, random pop-ups. How are you looking at scheduling that?
So probably at first it will be random, and just to be practical, because we do have
It would
some.
be good to probably get a schedule though. I
Yeah,
think
every other week.
and go.
I don't think weekly, but every other week.
Because no, I think that it would be, feasible to, kind of just play it by ear for now. Once a week would be good. If that's too much, then maybe we'll drop it back every other week.
Yeah.
I think what you'll find is if you're able to do it later in the evening, like say, I know you got, they're like Charlie. They have 47 kids. So they need to be able to feed the kids, bathe the kids, get the kids settled, and then start their adventure. So it'd be like probably about 9 o'clock their time. So 10 o'clock my time. And then something like that. Are you looking at later or ass crack of dawn or?
Not crack of dawn.
Well,
Not crack of
well, the best thing for us would probably be the afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
Anywhere from like
midday.
3 to whenever. So we're pretty set from there.
We're
Otherwise,
trying to hit baby's nap time.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, we have the new baby. She's 2 months now.
She's wild.
And then we have, all the way from 13, 12, 11, and 10.
12, 11, 10.
But then we have 2 communities that we actually manage as well. So we have our neighbors in tight-knit community that we're trying to build here in Phoenix. So it's like an inner city urban homestead. So we got 2 of them that we've built in the past 5 years. So we've been doing that. That's kind of like our main thing. So freed us up to do something else. Yeah. So then we start doing the adventuring and
Josh was
eventually I want to start a home for kids. There's a lot of teenagers that are aging out of the system. And my daughter, we adopted her we got her when she was 15. We adopted her when she was 16, and she's now 17.
17.
She's got a full-time job. She bought her second car. She went from like a first grade communication level to, a 17-year-old. So it's that, what's going on is people are leaving their kids behind. And it's telling our nation they're not being raised right. We took our kids out of school and started unschooling them, teaching them what they need to do. And we go through a community called Co-Learn. And so we all, as a community, teach our children what they need to learn to be successful. Because I went my whole life, got my education, did all that. Went to school for mechanics and became an RVA certified technician for RVs. Simple circuitry, building, and stuff like that. So then I was like, hey, you can buy a couple RVs, rent them out, people who are in need, help them get off the streets and help them get their lives back together,
Yeah.
So we've kind of just taken it upon ourselves to just be a little light here in Phoenix because it's getting kind of ghetto. It's
real quick.
But
That's Josh and Casey, that's truly noble what you're doing. That takes a hell of a lot of effort.
great.
Yeah.
And commitment.
Kids and 3 of them are adopted. So.
Yeah, we already had 3. So we were like
super busy.
Yeah, busy is an understatement. Like most of the time, we're just zombies. It's like running.
I was almost thinking, what I'm doing here with the rock stuff.
Oh, I think they lagged out a little bit.
Did we lose you?
Oh, I can hear. Yep, there you're back.
I hear you now.
Yeah, because I wanted to start doing some more.
Oh.
You've already helped me familiarize with that, and I'm already getting even more comfortable with it and all that. So it's
I think they froze again.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
if they're gonna go live, they need better internet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell them that. So Stacy from 406 Miner wants to know, do you have a YouTube channel that is active or Well, no, you froze for about 35 seconds, so we jumped over to Mike.
Oh.
So because you were sitting there like,
Was my face better this time at least?
yeah, you didn't have a funny look though. But yeah, Mike, Stacy from 406 Minor wants to know if you got a YouTube channel or should I just send them to your Instagram?
Just the Instagram for now. Hopefully I'll start making some videos here in the future. I've been thinking about it.
Okay.
Well, if we're out there in California, if you're ever here in the area, we can actually tag team and do some co-op videos. We do also work with Rockhound Expeditions. That's Julie and Brian with AZ Rockhound Expeditions. They're out of Camp Verde. And then I have Dirty Dogs Prospecting that we've worked with. Prospector Paul and Ellie Knows Rock. So we're kind of getting a group of us together.
Right, Jacko.
You know, they just actually hit 1,000 subscribers, AZ Rockhound Expedition. Then we've teamed with Rock Minerals groups, and now I'm actually joining another group for prospecting out here. So, you know, gold prospecting. That's been pretty awesome.
You're partnering with Ellie Knows Rocks?
We have in the past. I did a co-op video with her with West Valley Rock and Minerals Club down in the West Valley of Arizona.
Yeah, you can find that video.
She's kind of a special person in the mining community.
Yeah. In terms of you know, being a geologist and you know,
she's more of a TikTok artist than a geologist. But
was that who you met up on that one claim?
No, that was another version.
Okay.
Yeah. She was on Greenland Gold.
She was up in Greenland. Yeah.
She was Greenland Gold with the Widow family.
Yeah, she was up in Greenland.
Yeah. So make sure you check out Native Arizona Adventures on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and then you can check out Mike the Speed Panner, who's actually the treasure guide over on Instagram. And Thursday night we got AU Guys Prospecting live and in color from a hotel somewhere in northern Wisconsin. Friday night we got Gold Eagle Prospecting in New York. So make sure you ring their bells. And then if you want to catch one of the races, giveaways and whatnot that Native Arizona Adventures is doing, ring the little bell by the subscribe thing. And then when they go live, you'll get a notification. So that's how you'll get it. But for this weekend, we are now going to say adios, YouTube. And since I didn't play my favorite song at the beginning of the show, I'm going to leave with my intro, and then we're just going to dip out when it dies. So anybody else got anything to say?
Just a pleasure to be here, and thank you guys.
Yeah. It was nice to see you, man. The gold panning that was new to me. I can't wait to see more of it. And you guys out there, I want to see your duck races on them rocks, man. I'll be there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this, Jericho.
Yeah, it was great. Mike and
absolutely,
and Magnet Fisherman and all that. That's been a lot of fun. It's been great. Can't wait to do it again.
Don't drop out after. I got questions for both of you in the back room here. So after I end the live, we'll just roll into the backstage. You guys have been there.
Yeah.
But all right, so here we go. We're going to play my favorite song. So play my intro on the outro.
Yeah, hey, fuck you Pelosi, fuck you Kamala, ain't no Bill Beck, better fuck you Obama, fuck all them Clintons and fuck Biden too. If it's let's go, Brandon hell, fuck Brandon too. Say it with me now. Fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, if Biden got the country yelling fuck Joe Biden. Here's a message for Biden's administration, a tyrant. Yeah, I know you try to keep us patriots quiet. You a dictator, demander and thief, had to cheat. Ain't no one vote you commander in chief. All these people want us money and power, and it silence us, but we ain't backing down, we ain't cowards, and there's a lot of us. Now you can't lie to me, hurting the Worst president we ever seen. But the news say the most popular, man, what you mean? And while you're ranting and raving, saying you're losing your patience and blaming unvaccinated cause people dying. Why is Hunter Biden down in the basement? He's smoking crack cause he really a baser. That's your son, right? Why you never talk about the millions he made overseas and brought it back to the stage? Y'all heard of Trader Joe? Pelosi, fuck you Kamala. Ain't no Bill back, better fuck you Obama. Fuck all them Clintons and fuck Biden too. If it's sex, cold, Brandon, hell, fuck Brandon too. Say it with me now. Fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, fuck Joe Biden. If Biden got the country yelling fuck Joe Biden. Hey, Kamala Harris, you equally evil. Yeah, I hope you see this. Don't want you or need you. Most of the government, they only ran by some demons. They plotting and scheming to take the American dream and destroy the whole meaning. Don't tell me you don't see it. Turn off the news, dog. Don't tell me you believe it. Y'all just trying to steal the 2022 election. Ain't no Democrats ever being reelected. It's how I feel about your mandates. I ain't getting no bags. I ain't wearing no mask. Walking through the stores, try to bother me, I might beat your ass. I see a lot of wolves, now I know the sheep won't last. I call a spade a spade. I ain't just hating on Biden. I love my country, dog. This isn't just the ways that I'm riding. Fighting for freedom. Nah, I ain't doing for clout. If it really come down to a war, I'm about. Fuck you Pelosi, fuck you Kamala. Ain't no Bill back, better fuck you Obama. Fuck all them Clintons and fuck Biden too. If it's let's go, Brandon, hell, fuck Brandon too. Say it with me now. Fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, if Biden got the country yelling fuck Joe Biden.